Faith. I hope I'm audible everywhere. So Augusta Erabo, I'm going to turn the mic over to Katia Velino to be able to do justice to this conversation because I got to know you, Augusta, through Katia Velino, and Katia Velino understands you very well. But I have seen a little bit of you. You're part of people that have asked me immediately. I said, you didn't introduce your wife very well. Do that. Do that. I said, who be this one? So, Katia Velino, over to you. You're muted, Katia Velino.
Okay. Yeah, thank you for giving me this opportunity. When I look back to 4 or 5 years ago, this platform, YouTube, like I can tell you that most of the people, most of the women on this platform today, starting from Obodoyibo to Kokomama to Augusta, we all met on this platform on this YouTube. What I'm seeing these days on YouTube is no uniformity anymore, especially when it comes to Nigerians on YouTube. It's all about gossip and fight and, just let me just take it back to 4 years ago. We do things together. Even when we talk about one topic, we come together, we discuss that. Even Jade or Sir is here. We were all doing the same niche. So I came to meet Augusta through Obodoyibo TV. When you are in this platform, and sometimes when you change your niche, the algorithm will not be on your side anymore. So I was struggling when I eventually changed my niche to relationship, the things that we go through in Nigeria. So I made a couple of videos and talked about how algorithm has left me and my views and stuff like that. So literally, I cried on the video. I cried publicly, narrating things that has happened to my channel, how my viewers has been going down. So Obodoyibo kind of watched that video, and then one day she shared Augusta's video to me and said, look, this person is going through the same thing that you are going through on YouTube. So I emailed her, I sent her a message. I said, girl, you are not alone. We are on the same boat, but we can dig ourselves out of this predicament. So Augusta and I started talking. I kind of realized that we have, Adiola is here. So I kind of realized that Augusta and I have a lot of similarities. So from there, we started doing things together. Even on my own platform, on Saturdays, Coco Mama, Chi Kelly, about 3 other female Nigerian YouTubers, we come together and we pick one topic, especially things that has to do with marriages and relationships, things that are going on social media, and we all converge on my own channel and we talk about that. And this is how I came to meet Augusta Gold. And she was also going through a very rough time marriage. She, it takes a lot for a Nigerian woman to come out on social media, on YouTube, to share her own personal story. How she got divorced, how she was in a very rough, bad relationship, her ex-marriage.
Katia, sorry. You know what has happened to us? We that are on social media, we have, because we talk so much about Nigerian pastors, the virus don't catch us. Anytime we see microphone, we don't know where to stop. I'm going to let...
Okay, so here is
on time, don't touch it, guys. Stop on time.
Let Augusta talk small, then we'll come back to you.
Okay.
Now you're telling us how Augusta started. Let's talk about Augusta. Go ahead and tell us about how you started. By the way, just to welcome Adiola in the house and Elomba TV. You guys are all welcome. So, Augusta, over to you.
Yeah, thank you very much, everybody. I would say all protocol duly observed because the protocols then plenty. And I want to come down to Coco Mama's level because now Pidgin English myself I use for my channel. Pidgin English, actually, I did the same no. Okay. the only thing, I joined YouTube 2015. 2015, I joined YouTube. Same time, I thank God for this new media, because same time I opened one Facebook page, and then I can write, like, just the right stuff, like a blog on Facebook with Pidgin English. That was how I started. I was writing with Pidgin English. I would share them like that, small. I can't start YouTube small, but then fear they catch me to like come out well because of the place where I did then, and also show my face like that for YouTube. So my YouTube just did it like that. They follow other people, they watch, especially Diola. Diola don't know me. I know her well. Recently, I fight somebody for the other page. She don't know me now by my name, Augusta Gold. So my name is Augusta Gold on YouTube. I don't know why it's coming out with my son name here. So my name is Augusta Gold. I've been seeing people asking the name on YouTube. It's Augusta Gold. So that was how I was following others. And then gradually, I started YouTube fully 2018. No, 2019, January. That was when I started YouTube fully. And then when I started YouTube, I was using Pidgin English, fully Pidgin English. Along the line, I decided to, like, when you sometimes the comments on YouTube you're confused, you're not gonna know what you want to. If you don't really get the right path to follow, if you don't know where you go, if you follow comments where there's social media, you'll miss your roots. So along the line, I moved back to like correct English, and then I decided to like move on to change niche. And then I YouTube algorithm content is say wait for me. Me that have like so many subscribers on YouTube, like almost 60K subscribers on YouTube, I'll be getting like 200 views. It was mad, like seriously mad. Like Katia has almost said almost everything. Everything I want to say, Katia has said it. Thank God say Chidi quickly stop and if not, I'm not able to introduce myself again. So that was how I met Katia, and then let me not go that far. Let me talk about how the new media, the new media has really helped. I like analyzing issues as it comes. I like advising. Should I use that word, advising? I like giving my opinion on issues when I see them. So when I go online, I spend most of my time online because I'm an indoor person. I don't go out that much. I'm an introvert, so I spend most of my time. I don't have human contact much, so my own human contact na social media. So when I see things online, I take them back to my small studio, which is what you're seeing here, and then I talk them the way it suits me, the way I want to talk them, and I go talk them well with the real pure Warri Pidgin English. I am a dog, but I grew up in Warri, 20 something years in Warri. So I use the real Warri English to dissect the thing. And I didn't get that, sorry.
Like the real, show us the real Warri English now, like how? Show us.
The real Warri slang, that's what I'm trying to say. I use the Warri slang to talk about issues that comes out, issues on ground. I use the Pidgin English to talk. I don't use correct English. That's what I'm trying to say. So that is it. Generally, that is how I came into social media. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much. We're gonna Lomba Media is whom I would have turned to, but Lomba Media, I'm going to ask you a favor to allow us to take Adiola before you may soon find out. You're not ready. You need a few minutes, Adiola.
Take the person you're supposed to take, I beg.
Take the person that's supposed to take.
Go ahead. I might go ahead. Make with the listen small first.
Yeah.
And I'm fine, but I wouldn't mind if you take that position.
Okay.
Chidi, I think your laugh is revealing too much, so don't laugh too much. Let's go ahead.
Okay, let's go ahead. I'm going to hand it over to Mazes to continue, and then
now,
we'll come back to Adiola and Eric.
In my worldview, there is nothing like no. So the next segment that I want us to look at is the how the things we do, whether there is ethical conflict, or how you've, especially those of not those in really human angle that discuss where you might want to discuss Otobo and Pastor XYZ. But I mean, probably those in the politics news, and I will get into, I will piggyback that question to maybe three people, that is the Lombas, Sahara Reporters, and BVI, and you as well, Worship Media, because these are the niche that you guys cover most. What is the, is there anything, or rather, how do you deal with the backlash of what we see in the social media today? Yes, it's a new media, it's good, but it comes with a lot of backlash as well, where people now get their phone, come online, disseminate falsehood and tension. How do we handle the middle ground between what is right to say, yes, you're saying the truth, to someone dishing out? Because sometimes you come online, you might listen to someone, you know it. I mean, we know these things. You know that someone is actually dishing out lies. But again, it's not your platform. You move on. Do you have? Oh, Chidi, what's happening there? Am I?
No, I think Baba Show, check your end.
Okay, something is not.
I think this show. Are you listening to us on another device? It's when you came on. You move on.
Okay.
Okay.
So thank you very much. So my question to these sectors now is, how do you deal with authentication of disinformation? And so far, have you suffered any backlash? I will start with Elumba TV, based in the United Kingdom, who is also a lawyer. Maybe he can introduce himself and also give us insight here. The backlash with authentication and real information dissemination.
Thank you very much, Mazezuke. And let me apologize for joining late. Brief background: I joined the social media around 2009. Before 2009, around 2006, I was contributing articles to Nigeria Village Square. And then from Nigeria Village Square, Shore started Sahara Reporters. I also started contributing articles to Sahara Reporters then. And then around 2009, I started elumba.com. I wasn't using YouTube much until around 2011, when I did a few documentaries, and not much again until 2019 during the COVID-19 lockdown. The social media as an instrument of social change. I will give credit to Omoyole Showore of Sahara Reporters, who acted as a disruptor. He disrupted the system with the brand of citizen journalism he started to use to disrupt the Nigeria system. And when some of us started to write again about politics, we were not unconscious of the backlash that may come from it. Because you are writing about powerful politicians, and then you cannot run away from talking about the social malaise that was inflicting the system. But then again, let me jump to, say, 2016. I think around that time, social media started to change. Not only because broadband penetrated into the wider society. And then we started to see what was then called alternative truth. Alternative truth was made more popular by former US President Donald Trump into fake news. And so when citizen journalism changed from content news management, where you write the news on your own website, and seeing it as a means of disrupting the system, of changing the society for good, it moved away from websites, blogs, into Facebook and into YouTube, so that everybody now write his own news, so to say, write his own truth. It becomes a serious problem. I think it's good that we now have, within the past few years, we now have the fact-checking system. Where Facebook, for instance, will now to fact-check news. But then it calls for resources. I think Facebook have that resources. So for some of us who may not have that resources to fact-check, what you can do is use Google search to see what is the source of this news. So you see an aircraft, for instance, I think Guatemala, taking off, and someone brings that same aircraft and tells you this is how they smuggle gold from Zamfara state. So how can you check that type of news? Of course, when you hear it, for instance, your first instinct will be, this is news, let me break it. But then it takes self-control to say, wait, let me cross-check this news first. Then you move on to the search engine you use, and you found that no, this video is several years old, and it doesn't actually originate from Nigeria. So it becomes a real issue. It becomes a matter of your credibility, because I was taught in school that once you write an article, even though you get it from one, but once you write it, it becomes your news. Even if you quote someone else, it becomes your news. So it doesn't matter where people will say copied. That you write copied doesn't make it not anything from you. That you say allegedly doesn't mean that you are distanced from it. That you quoted someone doesn't mean, well, I quoted someone. It becomes yours. It becomes a matter of credibility. So I think it's a very big challenge today, where we have alternative truth, fake news, and everybody is now a reporter, a journalist. So it's a serious problem how to manage it. But I think it takes resources. You have to cross-check your facts. You have to Google is here. You have fact checkers. Make sure that you are not carried away by breaking the news that may eventually turn out to be false.
So thank you very much for that. I think on that note, I would also want to get back Sora here, because it has come several times, that you can see that legal actions are being taken against organizations, especially media organizations, because again, many of us started as YouTubers, but moved from just being YouTube as a part-time issue to building it into companies. And I know a couple of us in this room that have many employees now depending on the content being generated on various media. So, sorry, if you can kindly unmute. Now, just like the question I asked before, how do you deal with that? I remember there was a time, I think Bukola Salaki sued before the election, that you were saying, oh, they freezed your account in Nigeria based on a report you wrote, going out back and forth. So how do you really deal with information? First of all, like Elomba said, fact checking, and how do we deal with the fallout afterwards?
I think for everybody who came to this game, when I say game, the reporting business, so creating, distributing, and using content to engage with the public, you're bound to have, backlashes actually. And I'm an example. But mine is different. Mine is not that the backlash is coming from, inaccurate information. The backlash is coming from just being stubbornly factual. Because in some cases, when you start a story, it's developing. Typically, Sahara Reporters does stories by first breaking the story and developing it and then writing out the full story. And I should say something as well, that when you create a website that is engaging and interactive, the people who are reading them, the powerful people who get offended, don't only get offended by way of the original report itself, they get offended by comments a lot. I remember Bukola Saraki, it wasn't Saraki, I think it was the owner of AIT. We did a story on him, and he wasn't feeling bad about it. He was feeling bad about the comments under it, and he himself wrote a comment and forgot that maybe he wanted to write a response, and he, automatically or mistakenly put a comment in the comment section. It was very funny. So, but just to go to the point, yes, I've been through quite a few. Quite a lot, I would say, actually. I was sued in the US I was sued 5 times now. I was sued by one guy named Paul Ori during Yaradua's time. And the reason he sued me was not because my story was incorrect. It was because the Yaradua regime, because of the reporting we were doing on his health, approached him through Andoaka and said, if you can help us put an end to Sahara Reporters via lawsuit, we'll give you a position. He did that by suing me and suing Sahara Reporters and got a job as NAFDAC chairman for almost 5 years. I was sued by Elomba's friend, Emeka Okoye, who we were in court for 4 years as Emeka Okoye until a judge declared that our position of the story was accurate. Ended up that he was made to pay back the money that led to the lawsuit. Sued by Abani Koro, sued by another lawyer. Right now, I'm in court with the MFM leader, Pastor, I forgot his name. It's Mountain of Fire man in Lagos. So in Nigeria, of course, all of my lawsuits, the lawsuits against me, either criminal or civil, are related to my work. And they don't hide it. When I was arrested and detained for 5 months, the day I was about to be released, the DSS man came and said, yes, we think you are stubborn and want to overthrow the government. But the real reason we kept you here for 5 months is because the chief of staff to the president, Abakari, said you wrote a story about him that made him cry in front of his kids. And he wanted to show you. A few months later, of course, the man died. So the this IG that was just removed sued me. The Attorney General of the Federation sued me. Some lawsuits I don't even know where they are. So I get sued all the time. But like I said, they sue me for reasons that are political, and that's a way of suppressing and taking away my voice. So, but that is not to say that you should not do facts checking. But at the same time, don't let us overplay what we do. Underrate what we do. We're challenging the system. We're challenging a closed society. When I mean closed society, it's like, listen, you want facts, nobody wants to give you. You have to find it, And the same people who are asking about facts from you are the same people who use NTA to lie the entire life. There's nothing else NTA does at 9 p.m. than to lie. But they'll tell you the economy is improving. That's not a fact. They'll tell you that the army is winning the banditry and terrorism war. It's not a fact. These are complete lies. So government wants everybody to just play along with them. You have not to do that. They go after you. So that's why I say that mine is a bit different, actually. And in my own case, when they know that Sahara Reporters is a private organization that has its own entity, but they choose to sue me because it's Shawara, it's not. The Sahara reporters fine, but they will extend that liability to me because I'm the real target. When the nation writes a story they don't agree with, they don't sue Bola Tinubu, they sue the nation. When this day writes a story they don't like, they don't sue Obiagwena, they sue the nation. When NTA makes a mistake, I'm saying for example, they don't sue the DG, they sue NTA. But in my own case, they must sue me in addition to Sahara reporters because they see it as one and the same. And I know that this has its own legal implications. But I'm just giving you guys the background. But that should not be a reason for us not to do what we're doing. The reason I'm saying that is that, listen, at the end of the day, mistakes have to be made and corrected. And I'll say this in humility. If you make a mistake in writing a story, whether you're going to be sued or not, if you find out that you made a mistake, be humble enough to just say, I'm sorry, and move on with it. Especially in a very timeless manner. Don't wait don't let ego stand in the way of making a correction.
Okay. Thank you very much, Sore. Yeah, Sore, we can hear you. Thank you very much on that. Now, I was meant to take Chinedu. Chinedu, are you still there? After Chinedu, let me, this same topic, because this is very important. We are trying to generate content. We are creating content. We are diving into uncharted territory where information is hidden, but we are trying to expose it. Some of us do that in comic, trying to make it look comical. But some of us do it with face, as they say in pidgin, as if to say we want shit. That's the way we roll. So if Chinedu is there, Chinedu, can we once more take you and before we move to Dr. Damages, because I'm not forgetting the ladies, because the ladies I have a special package for us. We're saying special package. There is something the ladies also use, and I believe when we get there, we'll have them talk about something like this special package. I watched a couple of videos on that special package and delivery. Chinedu, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. So, obviously your network has allowed you to come back now. You were giving us a background. How can you quickly, maybe if in 2 minutes, if you can, give us, summary of how you came into this and your experience with, if you've had any experience with backfire on fact check and all stuff like that.
All right. Thank you very much, and thank you so much for having patience with me and my Willy network. Talking about how I stumbled into YouTube content creation is just driven by passion to inform my people and inform the general public, just like Sore mentioned. The government will always want everyone to be on the line. And the controlled media platforms do not give the story the way they are. I have been in a situation where I'm an eyewitness to what happened. But seeing it on the news, the story is just turned upside down. Just take, for instance, you have an accident that happened or something that happened, a crisis happening, and 50, 100 people died. And the government would just come out and say, nobody died and just a few people that got injured. You have people who lost their life and they're grieving families. And you are there showing us something that is totally misleading. And also talking about the importance of information. I think that Nigerian people especially needed it more than any other people in Africa and the world at large. Because I always say that Nigerians are victims of Nigeria. But how can they know they are victims and how victimized they are if they don't have access to reliable news reports? How can someone know that somewhere down the line, down on the street or down on the other state, that there is danger? And the news is telling them, no, everything is well, things are moving on fine and smooth. and back on that journey, and you end up being a victim. So it's very important that what we are doing as social media content creators is really making impact. And I must tell you, for that fact, it is really uncomfortable for the system. Yes, the government people are not happy about what the social media content creators are doing, especially on the YouTube. So I must tell you, as part of my experience, we've had some kind of people who have threatened me. I'm going to kill you. You are making a mess of our business. And, sometimes in fact, not just sometimes, we make it as a policy on BBI Channel 1 that we must verify the story before we put it out. We don't rely on hearsay story, and we don't just rush in and report news. I think over it. Whenever they send my team brings up news, I have to think over it. Sometimes it may take a day or two, so that we'll be able to analyze it critically, back and front, so that we'll be able to bring out unbiased reporting on that news. Or our platform is mainly criticizing government failures, exposing anomaly, the things that are not working well in the government and in the society, whether in the church, in the education system, in government, in private sectors, and the rest of them. We hit it the way they are. So obviously, it is messing up some people's business, because in Igbo language they say, that if something bad happens over time, it becomes a tradition. And impunity has become a tradition in Nigeria. But it takes fearless, unbiased individuals like the people I'm just seeing right here on this media chat to change the narrative. And I must say, I appreciate every one of you doing all you are doing in different parts to balance the equation. So that is all I can just say for now. And as we move forward.
Thank you very much. I will be handing over to Erica, but before I do, I think Erica will help me bring I'm not trying to segregate between men and women here, but at least I can, I have the privilege and I can see now that our sister Summer Ako has joined us. But before I hand over to Erica as well, Dr. Damages, I want to have, if you can do in 1 minute. Part one, I will call you the legend of satire. The one that like damaging but not healing people. You damage their brains and you ask them to go heal themselves. What is it, how has it been with you, Dr. Damages? Have you had bad experiences where, one of your favorite episodes, I must say, is sitting in the toilet, if you remember that. So have you ever had this, like that sitting in the toilet, that took Jonathan apart? After that, did you have like experience where the government came after you saying, can you pull this down or can you apologize to the president? You're muted, Dr. Damages.
Okay. Thank you again for having me. I just have something very urgent to say. I'm going to be the next person that will sue Showere. And I have top 10 reasons why.
Top 10 reasons. I mean, we wouldn't have time to take all your top 10 reasons.
I'll give you just one. Number 10 is that, I wanted to invest in Bitcoin, but I used that money to support his presidential campaign. And I think I should have the right to sue him. No? Anyway. So your question about what I should, what I had is, and let me say this, at Sahara TV, when we were there doing the show, I would say that the wonderful thing is that Showere doesn't interfere with what I do. I used to send my scripts to all the team, and he was one of them. Eventually, they got tired of seeing my script. They don't comment, so I basically do whatever I like. They can suggest things, and when they do, I take it if I want to. I don't take it if I don't want to. That particular episode of Sitting in the Toilet, we shot it, and it wasn't even the one that was scary. The one that was scary was Bishop Oyedepo that we put out. Jonathan being slapped by a character playing Bishop Oyedepo after Oyedepo slapped that lady in his church. And I remember we posted the picture from the video before the video was ready. And in less than 10 minutes, I think there were 1,000 comments, and people were basically praying that I would die. I would die as a result of doing that because God will kill me. And I was very careful for that week, so that anything will not happen to me. They would think that it's God that killed me because I know God will not kill me. But there was one day, I think it was that Jonathan sitting in the toilet. After it came out, in the morning, the comments were just too much. And I did something that I'm confessing it here in public, in front of all of you guys, because you guys are like family to me. And when I woke up in the morning, I was about to leave my house, and I thought maybe this is it. We've crossed the line. Maybe I started thinking, like, going crazy. That probably they put a bomb under your car. You have to be careful. So I said, if I had somebody to start my car for me, I would use the person to go and start it. So I was thinking that, okay, the reaction was just too, and remember, you guys don't know this. These people we talk about, sometimes I see them, sometimes I meet them, maybe after they are out of office, and you talk to them. They're not really angry about what we do. They understand that it comes with the territory. But the problem is the people who follow them. Their boys, so exactly. They are the ones who get angry, think that the world is coming, they think that the world is coming to an end. And they are the ones that will do some crazy things, but not the politicians. They will get over it. They may not be happy, but they will get over it. So that's the point. The point is that there are instances, and another one is Apostle Suleiman is one of those ones that his people were not happy, and they tried to find people to come and reach you and see if they could stop you. And this is what I always tell people. If you are on the front page of newspapers, I will talk about you. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter what it's about. I will talk about you. So just make sure you are not on the front page of newspapers. You can, there's no other way we can stop it. That's it.
Thank you, Dr. Damages. Thank you very much. I mean, you've already damaged me a little bit here. I never knew you could be scared. The point of being scared of being bombed. Anyway, on that note, I will be handing over to Erica. Erica, thank you very much. And Adiola and Samako. Sorry,
my dear brother. Before Erica goes, I was supposed to be part of this, but you
sorry. Oh, Chidi, pick up.
It's okay. You read me out. Upon all the experience we have in Nigeria, we still want to continue here. How can you talk about...
I'm not INEC, I can't read.
Okay, I just wanted to add, before we go over to Erica and some of the ladies she wants to talk with, that for me, for worship media, we started out doing so many things. We already had a media outfit. We were doing photography, videography, 3D animations, and all of those things. When we came on, we were inspired by... Was I inspired? Let me make a confession here. I hated Sahara Reporters. It was the kind of newspaper that when they posted something, you don't want to go and read it. So this is how we used to do. Like when they post something, we'd be looking like this. I think they have posted something, those people. Then you still go and read it. Because that time we were campaigning under Transformation Ambassadors of Nigeria and we're supporting Jonathan. And this was the first time that somebody will come and they will write things about Jonathan without mincing words, or they will write about Jonathan's wife. So I did not like Moele Show, I did not like Sahara Reporters, but I read everything that they published. I don't know how that was working. So, but what did it for me was, after we were doing our own thing on YouTube, I was president of the Nigerian Canadian Association here. Suleiman suddenly appeared and was boasting about how he was going to talk to immigration in Canada to stop Stephanie Otobo. I'm like, no. So you can't do it. I'm here now. We know what's going on. You can't be there telling us that I'm living in the Obodo, you go how things work here. So I reached out to him, I reached out to the church, and his church invited me for interview. And then before I could go for the interview, he had told them, don't you know who that man is? Don't let him come close to the church. They canceled the interview. He said, okay. We went on with the Stephanie Otobo story, and that brought me close to Omoyele Shore. You can imagine somebody that you like to hate, and then ended up liking and admiring him after election, and then like you're looking at somebody from afar. Then the person actually now is reaching out to you, or actually it wasn't him, it was the lawyer. What was his name? Our man who has gone over to the other side. What's this Stephanie's lawyer now? Help me.
Festus Keyamo.
Our dear friend Festus Keyamo. Now, wow, this life is funny. Anyway, it was through him that I got to know Omoyele Shore personally, and we worked on that story and some other stories. But where we are right now, because I'm trying to talk about the backlash we were talking about, what we face. Away from just media to real life activism, and this took 180 degrees turn when I met Omoyele Shore. The more I discovered what it's all about, and the more I saw that Google is not just doing YouTube. When it came to Canada, that sealed it. I was going to run for councillor. I told him I was excited. We went to City Hall. We met the mayor of Toronto. We met the Nigerians and other people who came here for Take It Back movement. And then I was excitedly telling him that, I want to run for councillor. These people, they don't get trouble. They don't get problem. It's in Nigeria that they have problem. We want to change the system. Let's go and change the system in Nigeria. And so from that time on, our style of media changed. So for me, I don't just do media for media's sake. I got into activism. So what you see out there is how we really feel about things. It's raw, it is unedited, we don't care who's asked because, and I know my brother Elumba Media and Chinedu was talking about verifying news. See, we have got to a stage where as long as it is hitting them hard, I will hit them hard before I come back and say, I'm sorry, I didn't know it wasn't true. Because Chore has already said it. They do a lot of things to us without excuse. They will do us, they will lie about it, they will publish it because they have all the money. Whenever they hit us hard, they pay millions. And you have all the mainstream media in Nigeria cover the story. And whether it is true or false, they don't care. So why should I care whether it's true or false? As long as it has to do with them. But I agree, we don't fact check or other news. But when it comes to like the government of Nigeria or Buhari, you want me to go and check it? No, I want to say that he died, then I'll come back and say, did they say he did? Then I'll say, did they say he didn't die? I'll put question mark. So, but for the backlash, we've gotten a lot of backlash, we've gotten a lot of threats. Apostle Suleiman is the number one person who has been threatening us. He has blocked us. He has, and we'll talk about that later on. He has stolen a lot of the YouTubers here. Apostle Suleiman has gone underground. He has set up a team, and they are a team of criminals, and they go and claim your video to YouTube. They don't know report you. They claim that it's their own video. They do that through Africanoli or so. That's a story for another day. But people like him, they've threatened, they've done other things, but we've survived them. So, just like some pastors in Nigeria, they say, God no call them, they will call themselves. As the media no call me too, I call myself. Now I am finished. I'm going to hand over to Erica.
Thank you very much. Erica, please, if you can first, let's have Adiola. I think Adiola has been waiting for a very long time.
Yes. Hello. First of all, I want to welcome Soma Aku in the house. You're welcome, Soma Aku. I'll get to you. Adiola, very welcome to you. I know you waited a while. We just want to know, how do you do what you do? Where do you get the boldness? Where do you get all that? So what makes you do what you do the way you do it?
Morning. Sorry, it's a little bit early where I am. I was just eating breakfast, as you guys could see. So I grew up. I'm a pastor's daughter. My dad was a reverend, but he died. But he was also well exposed because he studied in the U.S. And so he was very outspoken about the situation of things when he moved back to Nigeria. But then my mom, on the other hand, is very, very conservative. So I grew up in a home where I have a parent who's very outspoken, and then I have another parent who is very, very conservative and doesn't want you to get in any trouble by speaking out. So at home, my dad would be talking about the state government, how useless they are, and things that they're supposed to do. And we're having this conversation, and I, the youngest of six, but I was the closest to my dad. I jump on this, and we're having this conversation, and my mom will always be like, "You're like, keep quiet. Don't let anybody hear you. Don't, whatever you say, just say it in the house. Don't say it outside. This, that." So my mom was always like the one checking me, so to say. So I grew up like that, which was a bit conflicting for me because I wanted to hear what my dad had to say. I could reason with what he was saying, but at the same time, I had my mom checking me. And then I left Nigeria when I was 19 to come to the US to study. And when I moved to the US, for the first 2 weeks, I couldn't believe that electricity could stay without going off. And it was a bit abnormal for me because I was used to up NEPA, down NEPA. So the first 2 weeks when they didn't take that light, I was determined to stare at the light all night, that maybe they were taking it off when I was sleeping. I wanted to find out when the Oyinbo people were taking off their lights, because for those 2 weeks, I couldn't find the power generator on campus. And for those 2 weeks, I did not hear any power generator, yet we had electricity. Also, for those first 2 weeks, I didn't notice any fence, and I was really scared. How can a whole campus not have not even one fence? And I was just so sure that the armed robbers would come. And so I was making sure that I'm wide awake in case the robbers come. And so one night like that, I sat up, just staring at the light, waiting for it to go off. Like, it has to go off at some point. There's no way it will go off. And I finally fell asleep. I woke up, the light was still there. And so suddenly my curiosity I went from being curious to being angry. And I was just like, wait a minute. So it's possible for us to have uninterrupted electricity on a campus, so not a politician's house. You know what I mean? Because I went to university in Nigeria as well before I came here for a year. I went to a polytechnic as well before I came here. And campus life in Nigeria was like night and day when I came here. And so I got really, really angry. And so me and my dad would talk on the phone, and I'll be like, "Dad, can you believe they didn't take off electricity?" And he would be like, "That's what I've been trying to tell you, that this is not right. We're not supposed to be in this kind of situation. Nigeria has all the resources." And my dad is going on and on and on. Anyway, I decided I wanted to study journalism and mass communication. And I started from my first year in college writing down shows that I want to host. And I call it my book of dreams. So I will write down all these shows. Now, fast forward when I was in graduate school. This was 2008. I joined YouTube and I started making videos. I started talking about Africa. I called them News on Africa at the time. And I was doing them for a magazine called newsmag.com. at that time. So I would talk about various African countries. And at the end of each story, I would throw like papers or for you to know I'm done with one story. So this was me at the time. I look so cute. See? Father. Anyway, so I would make all these videos about different African stories. And I just really I wanted people to know what's happening in different parts of Africa. And the reason was for my graduate program, I lived in the International House in New York. So I had friends from literally all parts of Africa. And when we started talking, I realized our struggles are the same. We have similar struggles. And I just wanted people to know about this. Now, how I got to doing what I'm doing now was that fast forward to 2009, my dad passed all of a sudden due to Nigerian factor. And when he died, it was as if I was robbed because I still believe till now that if he was not in Nigeria, he would still be alive. Because they still can't tell me exactly what he died of. They said something about his lungs or whatever, but if you just hear all those stories, you know this is what we call Nigerian factor. So when that happened, I've been mad since I was in my first year. I've been really mad with the situation of things in Nigeria, coupled with the fact that I went back home thinking things would have changed, and it didn't. When I went back home in 2008, I went to the Broadcasting Corporation asking how to get a license to broadcast, and they just looked at me, they laughed and laughed, and they basically thought I missed my way. I looked so skinny at that time, and they looked at me and they were like, okay, little girl, first of all, it's not going to happen. Second of all, for you to get a license, you have to go through the presidency, which would take at least 4 years. It's just not going to happen. On top of all of that, you need at least 11 million naira just to get the application. So we just want you to know it's not going to happen. Forget it. So this was 2008. And then I came back to the US and I started my own media company called African Spotlight at the time. And I was also freelancing. Especially when my dad died, I started freelancing. I was doing stories about Africans in New York, Nigerians, Senegalese people, and so on and so forth. I was making videos, and one of the places where I worked before I started freelancing was CUNY TV. And one of the people that I interviewed for our show at the time was Omoyele Sowore. I emailed them asking if I could interview him about. I saw what he was doing with Sahara reporters, and I said I wanted to interview him. And he agreed. So I did an interview about Sowore, and we featured him at CUNY TV at the time. And so when I left and I was freelancing, and we kept in touch so he could see the stories I was doing. Also, he would invite me every now and then to cover events for him and to edit stories for him. So I started freelancing for him. And then when he decided to make this official, call it Sahara TV, he called me and Dr. Damages. He said he wanted us to help him build Sahara TV. So that's how I started freelancing fully at Sahara TV, and I freelanced there for 6 years. And I started doing my show because the lady that was doing African news at the time, Ama Mensah, she went back to Ghana. And she already asked me to do the news. And I said, I will only do the news if I can do it my own way. I won't just sit down and be reading news. So he kept bugging me that I should do it. And I didn't want to do it because I felt like nobody was watching. But when he said I could do it my own way, I went back to what I was doing in 2008, which was talking about different African countries. But this time around, I thought I would make it more animated. When I was in grad school, people used to call me, I used to say it's been real a lot when I'm going home. And so everybody knew me with that phrase, it's been real, it's been real. It's like, peace out, I'll see y'all later. And so I decided to call it Keeping It Real with Adiola. And so I shot the first episode when everybody else had left because I'm a very shy somebody. I don't want anybody to see what I'm doing. So I waited for everybody to leave, and then I shot the first episode, and then I put it on YouTube, and then I sent him the link. And they all watched it, they all loved it. They wanted me to do another episode. I said, but this is a lot of work. But for the second episode, everybody came into the studio. They wanted to see what I was doing, and I couldn't talk because there were so many people in the studio, and I was so shy. Dr. Naminis can testify that before I started doing my show, I just mind my business. I don't talk to anybody. Even so now, I'm still a very shy somebody. Anyway, so that's how I started doing the show. So for me, there were a lot of things driving me, even till now. Just because I've seen better, I know better. I know that life could be different. I went from living in Nigeria to living here. That really messed me up in terms of what's possible and what our politicians say. Also, besides my dad, I've lost a number of family members to untimely death because of Nigerian factor. And so for me, it doesn't matter when people abuse me or not. I know what I'm fighting for. The sad thing is the people that you think you're fighting for are the ones that attack you the most. But I know what Nigeria can be. Correct. The resources we have, if well channeled, if well used. I know Nigeria can be better, and that's what I'm fighting for. And until that happens, I won't stop. It doesn't matter whether people like what I'm doing or not. So the driving forces behind what I'm doing is the reason why I'm able to do what I do. I don't know if that answers your question at all, but that's the reason why I do what I do.
Thank you so much, Adiola. Thank you. That was really an insight into so many things. Now, I just wanted to ask you a quick question. Being a woman or being female, do you think there are things that have become like challenges or are challenges for you? Being a journalist or being outspoken and talking on your YouTube channel, are there things that you face as challenges?
Rudolph, what were you trying to say?
Oh, why are you coming to me? Okay, sorry. Erica, I wanted to say something. I was trying to text you. Adiola said something I have to react to quickly before.
Okay, go ahead.
I have to sue her also. So there's something that was missing in what she talked about. She didn't talk about how she made me kneel down for more than 1 hour when we were shooting one of our best clips where we had to slap Jonathan. I just want to correct the impression that she was actually my first editor. She didn't say that when we started.
Editor and his producer.
She was the editor and the producer. So all the bad things I did were the things that she made me do. And also, she reads my scripts up till today. And she wouldn't, I'm sorry, she wouldn't want to touch them. She would push it to Dr. Damages. You are the bad guy. Let them hate you. And then, of course, they hate you. All right, I'm saying the truth. I thought we were confessing here. Anyway, that's I wanted to answer.
Anyway, let me answer the question. And I forgot to say hi to everybody. I'm really, really sorry. Hi again to everybody. It's such a huge honor for me to be sitting with great minds as you guys. And just so you know, while I was getting ready before I joined you guys, I was listening and a number of people mentioned my name. And I'm just humbled and I just want to thank you. Thank you so much for all the shout outs. So, to answer your question as a sister, to answer your question, my sister, I never knew that I'm a woman until people started saying that I am. I thought I'm a human being. I thought I'm a human being. I thought I had something to say. I thought that's all that should matter. It was just like when I came to the US and people were calling me a black person. I had no idea that I'm black until I came to the US. And for the first time, I'm like, oh, I am black. Who knew? Because nobody calls you black in Nigeria. Anyway, the whole time I was in journalism school, School of Broadcasting, everybody was treated equal, you know what I mean? I live in the American society where it's really about what's here, not what's on your chest or what is in your bum bum.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So then when I started doing my show, by this time had been away from Nigeria so I started, it would be I think it will be 10 years in November when I started doing the show. So I'd been away from Nigeria for at least 8 or 9 years. I don't know, as of that time. So I haven't had anyone attack me because of what is between my legs, so you understand. So when I started doing my show and people were like, "You're a woman, what do women know about politics?" I looked at myself like I had no idea I'm a woman, because politics affects every single person, especially men and children. We're the ones affected the most. And people will say things like, "This is why you don't have a boyfriend," or "This is why you're not married. Shouldn't you go and have kids and raise a family and stuff like that? Or you need a better job?" Those were the main attacks I was getting at the beginning when I started doing my show. And I was really, really surprised, but I was also sad, if that makes sense. So then I realized the work here, we need to take some steps back. The work that needs to be done here is more than what I thought. And it suddenly hit me that our biggest problem is the mentality of the people, the mindset of the people. And I realized there's nothing that we can achieve here until the mindset of the people is dealt with. And so I started doing stories. Besides news, I would talk about gender equality. I would talk about how politics is affecting women, especially babies dying, pregnant women dying, child mortality, infant mortality rate, and stuff like that. I will talk about all these things. Also, there's a style that I use on my show, which is satire. And as funny as this may be, I got this from my parents. Both parents were they are very sarcastic. My dad was so funny. My mom was very conservative, but now as she's aging, as she's getting older, she says whatever she wants to say. And I'm like, "Mom, I didn't know you had this in you, And she, so I got some of it from my dad, some of it from my mom. And I learned, growing up, I learned early in life that you don't just attack people up front. You know what I mean? Like, if I want to upset Dr. Damages now, I can still make him laugh while I'm damaging him. He'll be laughing, but we will damage each other. So I learned early in life that you don't just attack people up front like that. Otherwise, they just shut down. So you butter them a little, you respect them, you sandwich them, yes. You give them the respect that they say they want. You see what I'm saying? You give everything to them like that. Why is Shoria looking at him like that? But everything like, you have a problem with what I'm saying. Anyway, so
Thank you.
I do that, and then I insult them for insulting our intelligence. So, but for the people that were attacking me for being a woman, I didn't pay attention, and I still don't. And I feel like I don't have anything to prove to anybody, whether I have a boyfriend, whether I don't have a boyfriend. Yeah, it's like none of your business. What we should focus on is what we all have here. Amen.
Great. Thank you so much.
Erica, can I just say something too? Erica.
Oh, sure,
yes.
Go ahead.
Yes. Let me just say 3 things about Adjola that.
Oh boy.
Yeah. First was that when she went to Nigeria and said she was looking for a license to run a TV station, she came back and we were discussing because me and her talked about it. I said to her, "You're not going to need a license. Why did you waste your time going to like this? Mr. Show, this is what she calls me. I still don't need a license." I said, "No, we're moving in the direction that we don't need a license anymore. And we're almost there. Let's just do what we were doing." The second thing was that there was a very personal experience we had. We had this star. There was this person we brought to Sarah TV because we used to beg them to come to Sarah TV. And after interviewing this lady, I don't want to mention any names, Dola approached her and was trying to, maybe get a photo or something.
I interview her for my media company.
Yes.
I know.
And she snubbed Adela, and I could just look in the direction of Adela and knew that she was very sad. And I went up to her, I said, Adela, don't feel sad. In the nearest future, you probably be snubbing people. That's not how I put it, because she doesn't. But that you don't have to worry about this person. And I tell you today, guys, Adela is more popular globally than this person today. Yes. And the last thing I wanted to say, which she hasn't mentioned, was a project we did together in Nigeria. And that was when we confronted Mugabe in Abuja in 2015, when he came for Buhari's inauguration. And we went to him and said, wow, this is fantastic. This was Adela. I was behind Adela. I said, Adela, pursue him. And we went to him and said, you came to Nigeria for election, but you don't hold election in your own country. When are you going to hold election? Adela kept shouting. And for the first time, Mugabe looked at this lady, this very skinny lady she says she is, and couldn't answer the question. And the internet broke in Zimbabwe. And I think it was one of the most impactful thing that Adela did for the country of Mugabe, because Mugabe didn't recover from the encounter with Adela. So I just want to put those three things there and thank Adela for what she's doing and what she continues to do. And I think there's a lot to learn from how she started and how she continued to roll. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Moyele. Thank you, Adiola. I'm going to move quickly over to Soma Ako. Please, could you unmute yourself? Hi, Soma. Hello, Soma Ako.
Hi, unmute.
Yes. Yes, we can hear you now.
Oh, okay. Hi.
Yes.
Hi. Hello, everybody. Hi. Afternoon or whatever.
Good. Soma. We just want to know why you are so blunt. I've watched you so many times and I keep wondering, wow, I don't even understand. You just say it as it is. You just smash it boy all the time. Tell us a little bit about yourself and how you do that.
Blunt. I don't know. Sometimes I ask myself, maybe I shouldn't be that blunt because people are not used to that. I think people prefer when you pretend or when you try too hard to be liked rather than just say the truth and leave it as it is. You know, I personally prefer to just say it as it is and just leave it at that. So, definitely not everybody likes that. You get people that just can't stand you. Some people, I think one big problem we have as Nigerians is this concept of respect. I don't even think we know what respect means. You know, we believe that respect means, you know, the truth but don't say it. You know, pretend about things. I made a video in which I was saying something like, I don't live in Nigeria. A lot of people know that, but you find that there's nobody's above the law. That's why the so-called Western society, that's why they're so organized. You know, but in Nigeria, there's so much respect. Somebody was talking about Nigerian journalism and stuff like that, but our so-called respect and not wanting to be blunt is why they are not vocal. You know, you will see somebody tell a politician or ask a question, and the politician, the first thing they say is, am I your mate? And you even find fellow Nigerians are going to be like, how can you ask a question like that? He's not your mate. But even though what the question he asked was relevant, was important, people focus on our so-called respect. And that's why the country is a big mess. You know, I made a video once where I was saying, you find so-called, because let me just put it that way, so-called civilized part of the world, a judge crosses the red light, he's going to be locked up. He's going to be in trouble. Doesn't matter the fact that he's a judge. Nobody is above the law. And you find that the policeman can be arrested as well. But in our society, the so-called respect is why people are not, if I can put that word, blunt. So I just feel like there's no point in sugarcoating it. I'd rather shut up than don't say it at all. That's it. That's it basically for me. So
Yeah, Erica.
So Erica. Sorry, I wanted to point out something. I know I've come across some of your videos where you kind of went excuse me about that. You kind of went personal. I think about yourself. If I'm right, you were telling a background story about your life and so many things about it. Now I wanted to know, were you comfortable doing that just because you're a YouTuber outside Nigeria? Would you have done the same thing if you were inside Nigeria? You know, taking into consideration how a society is.
Well, the funny thing is, if you ask my family, for example, my parents or my mother, my siblings, they will tell you this is who I am, and I have the same problem as well, because they're like, I'm very, believe it or not, when I was a little girl, I was very quiet. But the thing is, and I was the good girl, my mother, she would tell you that I was the good girl. I was a quiet child. I never spoke, and I was never vocal. I was very shy, right? But I find that my mother would praise me for being the good one, never makes any trouble. And I had this brother that was the one that made trouble. And I saw that he got away with so much because he made trouble. Like we would go to the village. I'll give you one example. There was one time we went to the village on holidays. I'm an Igbo girl from the east, obviously. And then my mother will ride the motorbike, which is the mode of transportation. But the way it works is the younger child would stay, if she's carrying two children in the back seat, the younger child should sit in the middle and the older child should sit out. But my younger brother was very stubborn. And because he was stubborn, he got away with so much. And I was the good girl. My mother, she would let him get away with so much. And I would be, like, I saw him being vocal, what he wanted. He got it. Even though I was quiet and called a good girl, I was not happy about a lot of the stuff. And I would end up sitting in the middle. And I remember it's petty, but I was a little girl. It's petty, but I hated the fact that because I never spoke up, he got to sit and take my place, which is sitting at the back. And I grew up with all of that. If there was something being shared in the house and they'd be like, and he said, no, I want the bigger one, my mom would give it to him because he was woke and I was the good girl. I wouldn't complain. I think I grew to a point where I realized that being quiet was not a solution. I was quiet, everybody called me a good girl, but on the inside, I wasn't happy. And I think that shaped me a lot, that I became the opposite of what I used to be. I'm not rude. I don't see myself as being rude. I'm just vocal. And if our society, I believe our society can be like that, where everybody should speak up and say it as it is. A lot of people don't speak up. We say some things that a lot of people are thinking, they can't say it. That's the truth, And even when I share my personal stories and stuff like that, I share them because I made a video where I was saying, okay, let's say in the next 30 years, let me even stretch it. In the next 30 years, a lot of us in this video, whatever, and we won't be around. Okay? People like Showore will be remembered for what he did while he was around. Okay? And the stories he must have shared, or he's sharing the stories about, how he went to this country, those are the things people would remember. We're all going to be gone. So these things, even my personal stories or whatever that I share, there are some stories that I want them to live on. My great-grandparents are gone. I'm from a royal family. On my mother's side, I'm from a royal family. There's so much I wish I knew about them, but there was no platform like the YouTube and stuff like that. We have such a massive privilege to have something like this. I don't need to pay a TV station to share my personal life stories. And if YouTube exists in the next 50, 100 years, there are some people that may watch my videos and be like, wow, that was what happened at that time. Believe it or not, I have had Westerners, non-Nigerians, contact me about my stories. I had someone that was writing a book, and he contacted me about my story because it was going to help him in the book he was writing. But when I share my personal story, I find that people that don't value that are typically Nigerians. A lecturer around me from America and said to me, emailed me, and said to me, I shared your story in my class. Wow. Because I like the way you express this, that. But it's Nigerians that will be like, how are you sharing your personal story? But I find that people that end up valuing what I do are typically not Nigerian. A lot of Nigerians do. A lot of foreigners do, because they get a chance to hear my stories and they get a feel of what life is like from, my part of the world.
Yes, the perspective. That's good. Thank you so much. We're going to talk about a particular story later when we've gone around, and we'll talk with the other ladies. Let me just ask a question now. I'm wondering, there's some YouTubers that specialize in, like Ginger Media said, specialize in propagating false news or whatever. Like, I know the one that went around about this special package and all that, went really viral. And it's amazing how people fell for this kind of a thing. We're going to talk about that next when we come back. But first, I want to hand it over to Dr. Chidi. I think Shegu, Object Media TV, is on board, so he can say something. Dr. Chidi, please can you unmute it now?
Thank you, boss. Just for everybody that doesn't know, that is my boss, Protocol of Craft. Because I want to be able to have my dinner tonight. All right. Object Media TV. Shege, report. Where are you? The man is there. How are you, my brother?
I greet everybody in the house.
See, Dr. Dameji said something. Dr. Dameji said that he's afraid of all this. Everybody that comes, he says, I'm a shy person. Even Adiola said in front of national TV that she's shy. But let's leave that to the gods. I tell you, you are shaking your head. That's what I heard today. Someone came here.
I shook it too.
Someone came here. Someone could say she's shy. Me too, I'm shy, I'm shy. I don't know.
All of us shy.
I'm shy now. Why shall I shy? Why shall I shy when I'm in this kind of place? I shall shy.
We shouldn't.
Shegu, you are one man that is so dogged. When I say dogged, you do your mouth like this. Wait, now let me finish. You are somebody that it does nothing, you no agree. Nothing is going to keep you down. You don't care. You'll be doing show. Your generator will be going at the back. You say, hold on, I need to change light. You go and change it. You come back. Network will fail. You say, hold on, I will change it. Honestly, how are you able to do this? And what has kept you going? What is it?
Thank you very much. And first of all, I want to greet everybody. And I want to also appreciate you for hosting this kind of forum. And I also want to appreciate especially Mr. Omoyele Shore. I just saw his video profile there, and I can see that he has a fan right behind him. I'm not sure he had that in US. I want to welcome him especially again to Nigeria. He needs a fan, a big one. So, and I want to also appreciate everybody. This kind of but let me go straight to the point. What encourages me? Well, the tonic is the information that needs to get out there. That's the tonic. People need to know this. So why hold it? And we have more chat. I don't know if apart from me and Mr. Omoyele Shore, who has also come to join us back in Nigeria because of his passion, I don't know how many of those of us currently in this assembly is currently in Nigeria, present as we speak.
People are in Nigeria.
No, I mean those of us on this forum right now.
Now people are in Nigeria.
Good. So I want to the question you have thrown to me applies to them as well. Although it is different for all of us, because the challenge of network, of electricity, those are the two major. Then we now start talking about security. For instance, if you want to sit indoor and talk, yeah, it's easy. But if you want to go out there and do coverage, interview people, do stuff. Just choose one per day and arrange to not go alone. Make sure that you have a minimum of 5 people with you, and not all of them are with you on the spot. At least 1 or 2 must station afar, just in case you get kidnapped or assaulted or arrested. At least there will be somebody to report that you've been abducted. That's the way it is here. So it is more expensive for us because we buy data at more expensive rates, and we still don't get value for it. As I speak with you right now, I'm combining networks. I use a software called Connectify. I think the name has now changed to Speedify. If you use only one network and rely on it, you are wasting your time because nothing will happen. It depends on your location anyways. So we have to bond network. You pay for the service to bond the network. You pay to subscribe to each of the networks you are bonding. And you also have to plug the MiFi, the router, and everything to an existing power source. Because if any of them should go off, you stand a risk of cutting off your stream. And you also have to make sure that you keep looking out, that while you are doing what you're doing, they're not already surrounding your building. As I speak with you right now, I've changed location 3 times since NSAS. That's why some of you have not been seeing me on air. I noticed that they already tracked my former location as Bagada, and they already sending people to come and check if I was around. So I had to change. After changing, I got to another location that I thought they didn't know me. They found out. I had to change location again. Now look at the cost of changing location. In less than 5 months, you have changed 3 locations because they are tracking you. And as you are changing location, you're also changing your devices. You are making sure that you keep on checking the location setting on your devices, that they are not turned. I'm giving you secrets of how we cope here, because people disappear in Nigeria like if they are not known, you don't know they are missing. It is only when you see, I've not been seeing this person again, what's happening, and you check. That is when you get to know that, something must have happened to the person. Some of us already heard about what happened to Awikonko, Kondaoro, that guy that used to cover his face like a masquerade. And he was arrested and later resurfaced again after they released him. That's the way it is, because I'm not talking about only changing location. I have changed my car 3 times within a period. Sometimes you drive past the location, they know that is you because they spot you. The place I coordinated during the last NSAS protest was Ojuri. We were the ones who went to lock the Diroko Road to make sure that people going to worship at Winners Chapel were not able to get there, so that we all have our service on the road together. And I think I sent it to you, Dr. Chidi, the video, because at that time, YouTube suspended us. Objective Media, YouTube suspended us. So I had to send it to you to also share on YouTube while we were sharing on Facebook and Instagram. And since that time, whenever I drove past that road, Idiroko Road, people recognized me. I started wearing face mask, cap, sunshade, everything to disguise. They will still know me because they already identified the car. So I had to change car. Now look at the cost. You are changing car, changing device, changing network, changing location, and changing people around you too. Ask Mr. Shore, he has to change people around him. Because if they can't get you, they will find people around you. And they'll start using...
It's so difficult these days to get the right people around you.
So you never know. So sometimes you have to be alone too. Just be alone. Sometimes it's also dangerous to be alone. Somebody has to know what is happening to you, if anything is happening. So it is 5 times more dangerous to do what you could do over there if you are in Nigeria. Now, I remember when this guy following Sunday who first came in, we talked, Koiki Media. And I said, oh, where are you guys so that I can join you guys and we can do some stuff together within it. And he said, my brother, I can't come out anyhow. So within the first few days that I'm here, the security requirement for me is so high and heavy. He said, how do you guys cope? I said, welcome. Koiki asked me, how have you guys been coping? I said, welcome. So that is just a sneak peek or a snippet of what it feels like. And I'm sure you understand it from there. I don't know if I was able to answer you satisfactorily.
No. See, man, you see, I was just, as we were talking, I was just absorbing what you're saying. If you look at the comments, a lot of people here live in the diaspora, and they just outpouring of concerns for how you're able to do what you're doing. I already know what you have to go through, but hearing it again from you, it's always amazing. I used to tell Erica sometimes when we don't feel like posting anything or doing any show, I said, can you imagine we're in a place where internet is there 24 hours, light is there 24 hours. I think when this thing finishes, I need to go and stare at an electric bulb like Adiola and make sure that it doesn't switch off in the night. We're here where light is 24 hours, water, everything is here. And yet we are not posting posting anything or doing any show. I said, can you imagine? Here, it just posts continuously, and you're always doing it. So let me use this opportunity right now to really appreciate you for what you have been doing. I know you've been changing houses and cars here and there. It's not like you didn't tell us the whole truth. Wait, it's not like you didn't tell us the whole truth.
I don't change car again. I don't go.
No, but I know you have been doing some current moves. I saw you proposing to one lady. So when you say you're changing house because they are kissing you, you didn't want to tell us that part. So congratulations.
Yes. Thank you.
When a man is changing, he has to impress. So some of this changing house and car may be also related to that. But I want to really, really congratulate you for that proposal and for the new level that you're getting. We're all going to be there to support you. Thank you so much, Shegun, for all you do. I'm going to let you go briefly. Yes, so I like the way it's been going. We've almost spent 3 hours here. I didn't know how this was going to go. We had a draft of how we are going to follow it, but please forgive me that we may not be following it that way. But it's all good. It's all good. A lot of ladies are here, and I don't know where to start. But
sorry to interject. I think we should start off with Coco Mama.
Okay.
And then we go around all of them, Africa Rise.
Okay.
All the rest of them.
Whatever I have as a man, I have my own way that I think this thing must go. But as you can see, it's not like, but I have to yield. So Coco Mama, go ahead.
Sorry, I want Coco Mama if she doesn't mind. I was just talking with Budoibo TV behind the scenes. to those kind of people? What do you think?
Yeah, I would like to start from the pastor, but make I start from those special packages. And those special packages, to me, just there is an attention seeking. Media, but the person made they buy and the person made they sell. Most cases they planned it, no be real at all. Now planned. So just to deceive people so that people go believe and buy, like just the way Regina Daniel bought her home for how many million? Like imagine if that lady said the special package now to make your husband
wait. Regina Daniel, she buy her own before or after Ned Nwoko.
She wait till they come. She did not the hurry first. No worry. Wait, they calm down. They calming down. She bought her home last month, yeah, after she don't marry Ned. So my question is, if that thing are real, she dey buy am for who now? For Ned, may no fit go over 2 round. Number one.
Wait.
Abi.
Yes. So,
God bless you, Dr. How she take no?
How she take no?
I know my boyfriend now.
I give you.
When I shock, when I don't see the reason why I done the yellow they come because he they deal with black, only yellow.
Wow.
That one number one. Number two, she dey do special package for who? Next, not be only her get neck. Next, don't she be number 5. So special package to do for your man to get you a loan. And she gonna go like she want to drive other women, and that she be the last wife. You want to drive other women, and he gonna do all this, and that special package that to make your man they weak, strong, like they go 1, go 2. So, but she cannot kill Ned. Ned get other women, may go distribute the thing. No, only our come. You understand? For she to come do special package, now make I know that will be real because that's she do special package, she come buy how many million. Now fake. She want if to say she never married Ned, I go say okay. She don't want to secure her boyfriend for herself. But to that one alone don't show you say that no be real. And people may just focus on them. They believe everything for social media. They go just fall for water because it's not everything you see on social media you believe. Not be everything at all. And for the pastors' side, these pastors, sometimes I know they like to blame them because if the more they talk about pastors, some are fake, their moguls are coming for you. They come. You know how my channel was brought down by Apostle Johnson Suleiman. All those. Apart from that, I get insults, inbox messages, unnecessary one just because they tell them the truth, won't open their eyes, but they no one agree, make their eyes open. These people, no matter how you try, in fact, as I did now, say, if I want to open church, Augusta God will be my treasurer. I don't tire to the preach. They know they hear. I want open church. Maybe say if they follow, they chop their money. You go talk. They know they hear. And the reasons why these pastors they get moved well because our government fail. If the government provides every necessary things we need as Nigerians, as individuals for the country, the people go get number one, they go get peace if there is job. Church business will reduce. It's because there is no job, lack of jobs. That's the reason why church business can't increase to the level made day. You see churches everywhere for Nigeria, but no factories, no companies, no jobs. All the so-called churches, they only get churches and schools to collect more money, but they don't even fit get common health care center for the so-called gullibles where they contribute their hard-earned money to these pastors. Like, for example, you see most schools for Nigeria may be more expensive than the pastor schools. And you dey go to church, you dey go to school where you dey put all your money, your tithe, your offering, first seed, second seed, third seed, middle seed, but you cannot put your children for that school. May you dey pay, they contribute, they finance everything.
Pastor schools are so expensive for that country. It's so annoying. That was the reason why I was...
Coco Mama, you get something where you just put polite on now, and all the men here, some of them were covering their mouths, scratching their head, all of that. But Magna Faith, I want you to all of you are going to say something. Catavelinos, and West, all of you are just good. I want you guys to chime in. But first of all, Magna Gold, Magna Gold, Magna Faith. Please, all of these ladies that want to buy all these things, that they want to just catch young boys like me. What advice do you have for them?
Okay, for this special package.
No, not you, Coco Mama. Hold on. Okay. Magna Faith, please advise some of these ladies.
Chidi, call yourself young. Your wife can't laugh past.
What do you mean? I beg go. People for 12 and still a young 16-year-old. Magna Faith, help us here. Advise some of these ladies.
Coco Mama, I hear what you talk, but this waiting I get to add to waiting you to talk, and then plus answering your question, Dr. Chidi. Now true say, we get issues for our religious sector. That's the churches or the mosque and all of that. But the truth of the matter is that Nigeria transcends religion, and we don't get to depend on, pastors or, imams to help out. I mean, it would be nice if they did, but as they know one do, or as they do, we no go put all our on them. Now, with regards to what you asked me, Dr. Chidi, I believe that the issue that we have today is we on this platform today. The issue that we have within the sociocultural sphere in Nigeria is now we were on top of this platform because they celebrate mediocrity. Confirm. I for one, I will tell you, I stopped watching programs on YouTube or even on mainstream media because I find that most people that or content that you find on there are paid content. We castigate or criticize mainstream media, but we, even YouTubers or private media owners, we do the same thing. We only promote people that give money or bribe or or are dating someone or know someone. It's all about connection or something. When last did we find a media platform that would promote integrity, that would promote authenticity, that would promote values, that would promote something fresh? One of the things that I detested growing up was the fact that I didn't find women like myself on TV. As a Northern Christian, it bugged me a lot. Look at the entertainment industry. Even look at this media field. How many Northern women like myself do you find there? And even when you find them there, how many do they even give us opportunities to speak? No. There's so much discrimination. There's so much how will I put it now? Mediocrity. And it starts from here, from this platform. It starts from us, we who own media platforms. Who are the people that we celebrate? Who are the people that we give airtime to? Who are the people that you interview? Who are the people that you promote? If we begin promoting the right class or group of women, like, the intellectuals, creative minds, the girls, the next generation will follow suit. It's what we put forward, next generation would see and imbibe. It trickles down. Whatever you put out there is what you would see or get in the next generation or in the next future. So it's important and it's imperative that we as media personalities or we as media platform founders ensure that we provide the next generation or our viewers or our audiences with the right content, or feed them with right information, or be goal oriented, have a specific objective as regards to where we're going to as a people or as a nation in general. Then can we begin to criticize, the young girls who are following Aristos, who are doing this? They are doing only what they are seeing online. When we celebrate women who are Aristos, we make them. I saw something on the newspaper.
please, what is I know I'm young, but what's Aristo?
I would need, I'll leave that one to cook now and and the others to break down. But the gist here, Dr. Chidi, last week before I came into the States, I saw something in the newspaper, and what I saw was, they had someone on there, and this person doesn't do anything, doesn't do anything, it's just, but because this person has enough money as a result of sleeping around or whatever it is, to pay media platforms, they're being celebrated. And then if I have a girl child, I have 3 girls, and these are the people that they see often. These are the people that are celebrated by the society. They want to be like that person. You know what I mean? So unless we begin to evaluate, and begin to ensure that we find role models, good role models for our women, for our girl child, then we're not moving forward. And it starts from us. It starts from us. All
right.
Chidi, sorry,
yes.
Can I quickly interject? Because listening to Magna Faith, I want to make this, and on behalf of everyone here, to say that there is an exception here. Somehow, everyone I can see on this platform are activists, somehow, because we are not the norm. I don't see anyone here who takes paid adverts to promote someone. What we do actually endangers our life. Is it Shegun that is changing houses because of what he has broadcasted, or is it my platform if I tell us what the challenges we have gone through by exposing some of the things that happened when Enugu was built, or the day the NSAS happened that we spent over 6 hours streaming live, and the backlash that the government is actually putting on us to take down the channels. But these are things we don't say. So honestly, I think I want to take exception to that. Sorry, my sister, to say that people here are actually those that are the light, showing that there is light at the end of the tunnel. Thank you.
I agree with you. I'm sorry to say that, Dr. Chidi. I agree with you, Mr. Ezeoke. But here's the thing. We are representing a people. We are representing a nation. We are Nigerians. So whether or not we are the exception, of course we understand that we're here because we are the exception. We understand that we're here because we are good examples, yeah? And we want bulk of us to begin to act in the same way that or in the manner that we act. However, we represent a people. When people are talking out there, they're going to say Nigerian media platforms. They're going to say the Nigerian media, and we are the Nigerian media. So
but we are changing the narrative. But we are changing the narrative.
No, hold on. You see, just to buttress what in the media. Let me try to say this. I think it's a manner of speech. I know what you're trying to say is that, hey, we here we ought to take some responsibility. But you must understand that just like that's the reason anybody that you see here that was invited here and that has honorably accepted that invitation, the reason why they are here is exactly the opposite of what we are saying. Because you wouldn't be here if I see that to take advice from other people. The reason why you're here is because
I totally agree. And of course, that's why we're here, and that's what we're talking about.
No, so what I don't want us to do, is we're already taking too much. So if you come and put that burden on me again that I'm part of the problem, I will take it, but I want to, with respect, ask you to allow me to take it down from my head.
Dr. Chidi, I respect you.
But I get your point. I get your point, Michael. Okay, Somak wants to say something, and that's what I can't tell you. Somak.
Oh, am I on?
Yes, you're on.
No, sorry. This is somebody's date. I'm sorry, I've never seen her before. This is my first time seeing her. I have no clue what she's talking about being paid or whatever she was saying.
Me too.
Because that makes no sense at all. What does she mean, people being paid? None of my videos, nobody pays me to make my videos. So I don't know if I'm hearing her right. I speak against things that I see that I feel like I want to speak against. But when she says, because anybody coming across this and hear somebody like her say people being bribed, or did she say bribe or paid or something? Can you actually give her a chance to explain what she means by that? Because has she watched any of us? Does she even know us? Because I don't know who is being bribed or paid on their platforms by anybody to make their videos. So just give her a chance to clarify that, because that's the pitch. I don't understand what she meant.
Okay, so Magna Faith, I think you should just clarify a little bit. Maybe you're not meaning people here, so go ahead.
I really am not. I'm not gonna take back my words, because that's what I truly really mean. When I mean Nigerian media, I mean Nigerian media. I'm not talking specifically about anyone here on this platform. And it's just the same thing in real life. When they say Yahoo Yahoo and they say Nigerians are criminals, I'm not gonna say because I'm not a criminal that I'm not Nigerian. When people are talking about Nigerians, it does affect me, whether or not I'm a criminal, whether or not I'm a Yahoo person. You know, when you're talking about Nigerians, I identify with our ills, I identify with our victories, I identify with everything that is Nigerian. I'm Nigerian, I'm a media personality, and so whenever we're talking about the ills and the victories and the glories, you know, that come with being a media personality, I identify with these things as well. So I'm not necessarily talking about any particular person on this platform. But the truth of the matter is that the narrative out there globally is that Nigerian media platforms usually take bribe for for content or for marketing or whatever it is. It may not be the testimony, or it may not of the people here, or it may not be.
I'd like to say something really.
It doesn't mean that it does not happen, and that unless we begin to accept that there are issues like this, then we can begin to change the narrative. I'm not saying that you're responsible for that. I'm not saying that you're doing it, but we cannot right ourselves at this don't happen.
No. Okay. I'm going to, Susan, I'm going to let you in. But before we go there, I think, Magna Faith, if what you're saying is that nobody on this channel is doing it, I can accept that. But if you want us to accept that we are doing it on behalf of the people that are doing it, me, I don't follow. So I guess that's what you're saying. The people on this
accept that you're doing it. I guess you're not understanding what I'm saying.
No. I'm saying on behalf of the people who are doing it. No. Whatever conception or misconception or narrative that anybody has about it, like Buhari now. Buhari, do I have to say that I'm a dead man because Buhari is a dead man? Or do I have to say that I'm Boko Haram because of Boko Haram? But anyway, hold your thought.
Even though you're not.
No, hold your thought, Magna Faith. I had said I wanted Katia Velino to say something before Susan West, so I'm going to allow Katia Velino. Okay, you know what, Katia Velino, sorry, I have a different question for you. So let Susan make her comment, because I think she wants to comment on what we're saying. Then I'll come back to you, Katia Velino, because it was something else I
want to comment on the issue, please, if you don't mind.
You want to comment on the issue?
Okay. Really quickly.
Susan, go ahead.
Sorry, Chidi. I'd like to chip in really quickly because I have a live broadcast to go and catch up with. I've been sitting here. And the truth is, some of us are a little sensitive to the narrative or the explanation that Magna Faith has given, because some of us have a lot of us here that I know have taken on this job not because we think that it's going to pay our bills. I have been a YouTuber for just about a year, not as long as many people on this platform have been. And to be honest with you, not all of us are monetized who are here. So we are doing what we're doing because we have a passion and we have a calling that we feel that these new media have given us a platform and opportunity, So putting everyone in one basket and talking like that is a little too much, I think. I have never taken money. Nobody advertises on my channel yet, and I know that I follow a lot of the other YouTubers here, Soma Aku, Adeola, Injenje, all these people, I watch them. So I would just like to make a bit of a correction there. What Africa Rise TV does is to reinvigorate, to educate, to inform people on salient issues, different issues concerning Africans on the continent and in the diaspora, and we do that as a selfless service to our community, to our Black community. We're not into taking bribes or making money off what we do. This is our own quota that we're bringing, we're contributing to building and opening our minds. When we did talk about earlier on, we did mention about the pastors, the people who are propagating or showcasing these pastors who come up with all these, bogus miracles and all these things. we cannot stop people bringing out or showcasing what they want to showcase. What we can do with our platform is to correct misconceptions or misunderstandings or miseducation that people are putting out there. That's the best we can do. Everyone has the freedom and liberty to come on these platforms according to whatever that is available as far as the new media is concerned. There is Facebook, there is Instagram, there is YouTube, and anyone is entitled to their opinion, but no one, I don't think, I think it's a little disrespectful to put everyone in that
Someone else wanted to make a comment before Katia Velino. Who was that?
It's me. Can I quickly say something?
Jade, okay, hold on. I want to see you. That's Jade Osa, right?
Yeah, as you can see, I found a temporary solution to my initial problem.
Yeah. But before you say something, Jade, just for the record, my channel is WMTV. See all those people that used to advertise in Adiola and the media and what is your name? Dr. Damage. So please, we accept advertisement not because of what they are saying. Please send us advertisement please. Jedosa, go on.
Okay, so I just want to say this, right? I appreciate the fact that Magna Faith has basically said she wasn't implying that everybody here is getting paid or whatever. But that does not negate, my interpretation from what you were saying was that you were speaking directly to people here. If you're speaking in general terms, I can actually understand that. I won't lie, I actually took offense. I'm like, why is she speaking to us here? Like, we know that people do take money to interpret certain stories or flip whatever narrative that they want to push. But I honestly don't think anybody here falls under that category. And so I wanted to make that clear that I don't do that. Obviously, I can't speak for everyone, but I can speak for myself and say, I have never. And it's mostly painful to hear you say that because this is the narrative that people always push whenever they come into our comment section and they talk about how, we're talking negatively about these pastors. The narrative that they always push is that we're getting paid. So to hear another content creator say this, it just kind of hurts, So because this is something that we hear all the time. Like, I don't make a video about other pastors and don't get at least one comment from somebody saying you can pay to do this or to do that. So yeah.
You respected, and I appreciate you for picking up this issue now. I'm of the impression that this interview or this meeting is live, and they were reaching out to several other media personalities around the world. That's my impression. So if we're here discussing new media and assuming that we're reaching out to media platforms, media audiences, media experts, media professionals around the world, I want to believe that we're not just addressing us here on this platform.
Okay.
So if we're not addressing us on this platform, if we're reaching out to the entire world, then I would expect that we all on this platform, are deep thinkers, not to insinuate that I'm pointing fingers at any particular person on this platform. I want to believe that we're educated or enlightened enough to understand where I'm coming from. But if you felt offended by what I said, I apologize. But of course, I wasn't.
Okay. That's the end of the matter.
Please, let's move on.
I think Adela wants to say something.
Go and see no more.
I think Adela wants to say something on this.
I also want to say that going by the questions, I feel like she just answered the question that she was asked. No offense, but they asked Coco Mama as well. What do you have to say about YouTubers that are passing false information, that are taking money to promote products that are not even working? And Coco Mama not only answered the question, but she actually mentioned one of those YouTubers. And then Magna Faith was also answering the same question about YouTubers who are promoting false narratives and also taking money, and that was the question that she was answering. So I'm sorry that people are taking offense, but honestly, I don't see any offense in what she said because she was talking generally. Maybe at some point she was saying that it has to do with who we are promoting, but
the way I heard it, based on the question that she was asked, she was just saying that the people that we are promoting, we need to be careful and stuff like that. It doesn't mean that she's saying that we're collecting money. I don't collect money. So we already know that the people here, based on everybody's testimony, we are not collecting money. So I just in her defense, I feel like she was just answering the question. So people, no vex. I beg, no vex.
Let me just give an analogy, please. Let me just give one illustration to break it down. Now, when we talk about politics in Nigeria, Shewore is an activist. He always says politicians in Nigeria are corrupt. So if I were a politician, would I take offense that he said I'm corrupt? No. He's speaking, he's talking to the Nigerian political machine. He's not necessarily talking to one person. So when we're addressing issues like that, we're talking, once you're using I or you, it doesn't necessarily mean that I'm talking to Injenje or I'm talking to Koko Mama.
It's okay, Magna Faith. The only thing there is, and this, is English, all of us, people like me, we went to school in the night. Once it's 7 p.m. now, everything people are speaking will begin to make sense to me. But in the afternoon, it's somehow. Katia Velino, the question I wanted to ask you is, how come there's a lot of YouTubers out there, and what they try to do is when you start something, they take that idea. I know you started something, and then another YouTuber came and took it over, and then I don't know what became of it. I think, what is it about people not wanting to stay in their lane, and is it helpful or just advice? Us, I'm sure a lot of YouTubers will learn from that. Oh, your microphone is off. Okay.
Thank you so much. So when you say that I started something and another YouTuber came to take it up, can you please?
No, not YouTuber. Like you started a Miss something, women reality thing.
Or reality show. Oh,
yeah.
Okay. As we are all talking about sociocultural, right? The platform is open for anybody, everybody to. I said in the beginning that those days we always were waiting to go to school to become to do like a journalist or mass comm to be where we want to be. But this time, with the new media, the platform is open. People can do whatever they want to do. And also, when we are in social media, one thing that I urge people not to forget is it doesn't matter your niche, everybody have a calling. When you sit down and think and relax and you know what, because I am doing something in fashion or marriage and relationship, and another person comes to do the same thing, we might not really have the same gift from God. So when I started my reality show, yes, I brought a whole bunch of women together so that we can show the world how Nigerians parents live life and how things are going astray. You were right. Some people take it over from me, and then they went ahead and they started the show. And some good people on this platform, they called me, they reached out to me, and they say, Katia, it's so amazing how people stole your idea, your mind, and they run with it. You know what? I told the person, if she's in this platform, the word I use is, I am not bothered. So if you are trying to build yourself and you share your ideas with people and people take the ideas and run, all you have to do is sit back and watch, because it is going to slip off their hands. So what I urge people to do, before you come to do your platform or social media, whichever way, Facebook, whatever, when you look into YouTube today, a lot of people are journalists. You know what I mean? Like YouTuber journalists. They share stories, they share the same news. But you know what? Are you called for that? Are you really called for that? So what I urge the new people that is coming up is really find out, who are you? Who are your audience? Who have you been? How did you grow up? Who are you surrounded yourself with? So if people try to remember who they are, where they were, and where they're going, and who their audience are, and the gift they have from God, that is going to propel them to the next height. So I tell you guys today, if you're watching and you feel that stole your ideas. Don't stop, because you are who you are. You are authentic. You are original. There's something in you that you have that other people don't have. So this is how I look at that. So I am not bothered by that.
All right. Thank you so much. You know, we've spent quite some time here, and quite some time, and I've heard everybody say something. But if I see Obodo TV shaking your head. If somebody wants to say something,
to say.
Huh?
I do have something to say.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so Dr. Erica and I had a little chat in the corner earlier on, and I wanted to talk a bit more about what she said, about what we can do regarding, there's a lot of false information. If you want to call it polarization, there's a lot going on now with, I don't know what happened. Suddenly, I think it was about 2-3 years ago, a lot of people that were presenting shows or whatever they were doing on Facebook came into YouTube. I'm not sure why, but I want to think that it's got something to do with monetization of videos on YouTube. Now, she was asking that question, what can we do? And my own take on the matter is that it goes back to your motive. Why do you want to do social media, the new media, or whatever you call it? Why do you want to do this new media in the first place? I came into the new media because I wanted a platform where I can talk about issues that affect Africans who live in the diaspora, and I felt like this environment would give me that platform to be able to talk about these issues. So I think the motive is very, very important. Why people do what they do is all about the motive. People who talk about politics or news in Nigeria or lack of infrastructures in Nigeria, things like that, because like Adiola said, they want to effect a change in their own way that they can. And the reason for me why a lot of people are buying this stuff that they are selling, whatever you want to call it, waist beads or neck beads, wrist beads, is because a lot of our people are very lazy mentally. They don't go out to seek knowledge for themselves. People don't study. They don't read. So we are people that don't like reading. We don't like seeking knowledge. We like knowledge being handed over to us. So when you don't take the time to do your research, you don't take the time to study and to seek your own knowledge, even talking about, pastors, and Kokomawa was saying about how people gather, and they just give them information in church. Even reading the Bible yourself, when you don't take the time to do that, then whatever somebody brings to sell to you, you will buy it. You will, because they will sell it to you as the truth. And because you haven't done your own homework, you will buy it. And then a lot of our problems as a people come from the fact that a lot of people are desperate. And when people are poor or impoverished, there's a desperation that comes with that. So when people are desperate, then they do desperate things. I was speaking to someone here on this platform a while ago, and I was saying, somebody is selling a band, it's a wristband, and they are and she was actually saying to people on Facebook that if you wait, that your partner will give you a lot of money. And people were actually buying that. I was shocked. And I said, wow, people actually believe that. And she said, you know what? As long as people are buying, there will always be people that want to sell. So it goes back to our values, what we believe in as a people, and then integrity. If I do a for instance, somebody comes to me and says, oh, actually, this is wrong, it didn't happen. I don't have any problem taking that story down. I will. I've taken videos down before because I found out later that some of the information that I presented from those videos were inaccurate. I don't have a problem with that. So it goes back to your integrity as a person and what you stand for. If you're someone that doesn't care about your integrity or your values, you just put everything out there. As far as it's all about having views and monetizing it and getting money from YouTube, which is not a lot, by the way. I think we need to put that out there because people think that once you come to YouTube and your videos are monetized, you just get a lot of money. Some of us will still have a day job because we can't live on YouTube. So, these are all the issues. And as long as people are buying and people are bored, a lot of people live in the diaspora are so bored. So they dwell on this, people fighting, sagas here and there, and you'll find people doing all these long videos, and people will be there watching because they are bored. So it's all about your person and what you stand for, what you represent. That's what.
All right, thank you so much. It's as if my brother Lumba knew that I was going to come back to him. What I want us to do now, because like I said, we really spend time here. I want us to have a lot of people that listen to us. We have a lot of people that that depend on what we tell them. And just to let you guys know, when we were planning this whole stuff, I must appreciate a lot of people that helped in the planning. I remember when we chose the topic with our class guests in the media, and we are running it back and forth. It was the Lombard media that said, "Hey, you need to make this. We need to have a focus." And he said this whole thing should be all about how we're using the new media to affect the change and development of our society and our community. So based on that, I like us, we'll soon be rounding up in about 10 minutes. We're going to go around, and I want us to speak to our base who are, a lot of them are in Nigeria, but then a lot of them are also scattered all over the world. But they depend on us, they see what we do. I want us to say things that will encourage them and I reassure them that we are there to be their voices, that will continue to do what we are doing, and they can expect that we will continue to create content that will add value to our society, that will bring about development in our community. So we're going to go, I'm going to call one by one from our local media. Go ahead, sir. Please unmute yourself.
Yeah. I thank you very much for allowing me to speak. I wanted to talk on what appeared to be.
And what I want to add, because we have about 17 of us, and I said, okay, let's say 17 minutes. So everybody's going to talk for 1 minute. Thank you.
No wahala. Well, on the issue about, I think this issue about monetization kind of raised the controversy, and I wanted to say, well, when I started Elomba News, I didn't view it as business. I view it as a tool for societal change, for activism. However, as time goes on, you find out as you tend to affect more and more people, you don't do it alone. You employ people, you pay them meaningful wages, you buy tools and equipment and softwares. And so that involves money. So I was kind of ambivalent on the issue about whether people pay you to do certain things. So for my first 10 years, it was like I wasn't making any money. But then when you wanted to employ people to pay them, then you need to make money. I wouldn't want some of us to be shamed into thinking I cannot make money from this. I now view this as business in the past 3 years or so. And that is what it should be, unless you want to limit yourself. So in as much as we view social media as a means to communicate our message to more and more people, you view social media as a platform to share news and current events in a way that is not guided solely by the mainstream media. And also you see social media as a space for everyone to be a voice and share in crucial conversations all across the world. You see social media as a place to create a space to foster collaborative conversations across movements. But above all, you see social media as a tool to give you the power to call out injustices, inaccuracies by portraying realities. When we do this, we shouldn't be shamed into staying away from opportunities, from making money out of it, because it's only when you make money, you pay your employees meaningful wages.
Thank you. All right, cool. Mama. Unmute yourself. Remember to unmute yourself, everybody, before you talk. Mama, unmute yourself and hail your followers and convince them that you're there for them as we begin to round up.
Okay. Now you hear me now?
Yeah, we hear you.
So, if you ask me any question.
I say no, we don't round up. So we are just hailing our people and then convincing them that we'll always be there for them and they can expect that we will continue
Okay. Once again, make I say thank you to Chidi and Erica. God bless you for how to organize this program. Thank you so much. I hope to see such program again. At least we will get that time and talk more. Anyway, nothing I really want to talk. I just want to say thank you to everybody with the view, and as long as we still get social media, people may get I want to put themselves like the people for Nigeria don't get the kind of opportunity that we get. Because if they're for Nigeria, there are so many things go fit talk. You get threats, especially from pastors, you get threats from politicians. So we know there for diaspora, we just say work and they get love for these countries, this part of the world, and you can freely speak your mind. You should continue doing what we are doing. As long as say you do the right thing. At least they for Nigeria, maybe you talk truth, they'll kill you. You talk lie, they'll kill you. In fact, the truth sayers, now they die fast for Nigeria. So we should continue doing what they do and do them right and put God first and do your best. Try to see how you can impact your society or people, even your followers. Try to see how you fit to assist them one way or the other if you can, because they are your viewers, they are your subscribers. So I just waiting. I hate to say that. Thank you.
Okay, Glenn. All right. Dr. Damages, please go ahead and damage your follower.
So it's very nice what we did today, and I the opportunity to do more of this and share opinions and learn from people. And there's so many issues that we have to deal with as a group because we are getting old in terms of very soon it won't be new media anymore. We are becoming the gatekeepers. We are becoming people collectively. So very important. But from my own angle, I have to say that New York just approved the smoking of weed. So I'm not sure that I will be around. I'm sorry, I didn't plan to say this. But anyway, the point is that people should just basically wake up. Africans, not just Nigerians, everybody, everywhere. Wake up and do things else. And it's everybody's fight. It's not long. I mean, I could die tomorrow, and the country should go on, and people should rise up. I don't think my audience, they see me, but I expect them to do more themselves. And we can't just, be pushing it on one person alone. It's like saying, sure, go there and save the country, or this person will save the country on your TV show. No, I think we have to get to the point where masses, the people have to be involved. They can't wait for anybody to be their role model, anybody to save the country. Everybody must be involved. I will get back and say to you guys, they asked me one question. Now that you are back, you are healthy, what are you going to do? How are you? He said,
people mute it's so noisy on the background, please. Thank you.
Go ahead.
So, we already said continuity. If that works for my viewers, I promise you continuity. But that's not what we need. Anyway, that's it for me.
All right. Thank you so much, Susan West. I know you're rushing to go and do your program.
Hi. Thank you so much, Chidi and Dr. Erica. I really appreciate the opportunity of coming on your platform, a big platform, And I thank everyone. I can't mention all the names because I'm going to obviously miss out some names. I just want to say a very big thank you to everyone on the broadcast today. And Africa Rise is just about 11 months old, but we're doing good. And our aim is to make sure that, of course, with my experience having worked on television back home in Nigeria and radio, I'm thoroughly enjoying what I do, and I would do it for free for the rest of my life if I had to. Of course, that doesn't mean that I don't want to get paid doing it, but I do enjoy what I do. And our job is to educate, bring information, and begin to help to disabuse the minds of
Black people all around the world, especially if you are someone who now live in the Western world, and you encounter your fellow Black people on the street, everywhere at work, in your daily life, you begin to, thoroughly appreciate the challenges we face as Black people, even after we've left the country of Africa. And so what we do on Africa Rise TV is to, have all these conversations that help to educate and empower us and disabuse our minds. And so as right about now, I will be going live on my weekend program, which is where I do interviews. So if you don't mind,
are you the same as Arise News?
No, it's not. It's Africa Rise TV.
Oh, okay.
I know it can be confusing a lot of times.
Yeah, okay.
So please do join us when you're done with this today's conversation. I just want to say a very big thank you once again.
All right. Thank you so much. And please, let's go ahead and post our links on the chat so that all of us can know where our links are, and we can go there and support and subscribe. Next person is BVI Mazdi Chinedu Peters. Go ahead, please. Mute yourself. Okay. Go ahead.
All right, wonderful people and viewers across board. I appreciate the fact that you stayed this long to be part of this. And to you, Chidi, put this thing together, kudos to you, and other participants here. I must say that currently we are role models to a lot of people. Millions of people look up to us for valid information. And I bet you everyone here on this program tonight don't want to do well that to the point that we all here get to share our experiences. I hope we keep to that and continue in what we do and feeding our audience with the right information. Like on BVI Channel 1, we say, we see it, we say it without fear. I appreciate the fact that some of us right here in Nigeria, we go through hell to bring this information to our people out there. Just like Sharon shared, honestly, it is worse. You can see it even while we are doing this program. Many times I struggle with the network. The lights went off, running on power generation, and all the rest. It's hell. But we have to stick to ourselves. We have to, look out for each other, support each other, so that we will be able to deliver what we are meant to deliver. Like on BVI Channel 1, I must tell you that and we are not afraid to speak the truth to the authority, because that is the only way we can make a change. And I believe we have what it takes to turn around the fortune of our people, to turn around the attitude and mentality of our people, in order to bring about the freedom they seek earnestly. Nigerians are victims of Nigeria, and I'll keep saying it until they get the right information and free themselves mentally. That is the only time we can expect kind of revolution that will change their lives for good. And we will keep speaking it the way it is. And BVI Channel 1, I will tell you, we keep on bringing it to you raw, without fear. And as the gods may have it, the voice of the people and the voice of our ancestors, we will not fail you all. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much. We're going to make it a little bit faster now. Magna Faith, please go ahead, and after you to be Chego Public Media TV. Go ahead, Magna Faith. No, unmute yourself. Sorry, unmute yourself.
Okay, thank you very much for having me, Dr. Chidi, and thank you for the great experience. I've watched mainstream media without full information, manipulate, attack, and win lives and careers globally. The matter is that we all know media in Nigeria has been examined by a systemic change. New media transcends the now. It transcends you and I talking today. It transcends even this generation. We're hoping that even this recording that we're we're hoping that it gets viewed by our children and great grandchildren in the future. So my thoughts would be that we as media owners, we as media founders, media platform founders, hold ourselves accountable, and not just ourselves, but I mean ourselves, I mean the entire media space, the entire media sphere. So whether or not I'm doing well, whether or not you're doing well, I know Adela is doing well, I know Sarah Report is doing well, I know you guys doing well. But again, there are other media platforms out there that are not necessarily on this platform that may not be doing the right thing. And they are representatives of the Nigerian media sphere. So I believe that as we continue to have conferences and talks like this, we continue to encourage each other, we continue to brush up on each other's skills, we continue to correct things that are not edible. I'm also hoping that we're open to conversations that are not necessarily comfortable. That's what this is all about. What we do is report news that are not comfortable, report news that people don't want to talk about, especially as it pertains to insecurity in Nigeria, across Africa, and across international borders. We talk about things from a very big, deep perspective or point of view. We don't see things as I mean, we look at things from a global perspective. And so I'm looking forward to working with you all and meeting more media personalities out of Nigeria. Until next time, again,
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And then Objective Media TV, Shegun Olo, please go ahead.
Thank you once again, and I want to appreciate everyone. But just two observations. First, I want to implore that we make this, if possible, monthly or quarterly, as may be convenient, so that momentarily or occasionally we can always review things, bring front burner topics up, look at them together, and look at how we can set new agenda. Because if the purpose of why we are on YouTube to take advantage of the new media is to change the narrative that the government is manipulating the conventional media to do. Therefore, we should momentarily have this kind of forum or assembly to review things that are going on in our national space and see how we can set new media agenda. Since it's more like them against us now. What we set out for largely or majorly is to see how we can change the old narrative that is holding the Nigerian people down. And if that is our aim, how come sometimes you want to copy the mainstream? Like, was it Magna Faith who, I'm sorry if I didn't pronounce the name correctly, she didn't allege, it's correct to have put it open, that some people get paid to say what they say. Now, we don't have to pick offense. It's what we all know. It's what we all know. If that is characteristic of the mainstream media, purpose for which some of us decided to set out and begin to correct these things, then we also must begin to form an alliance as a new media frontier in order to begin to turn around this old table. Now, going forward, if the purpose of media, as we all know, include to inform as in bring news to people, to educate, like analyze what these news information are, and let people understand, break it down for them to understand what it means and the implication for the masses. And the third one is to entertain. And that is where I want to say that sometimes the third part, which is to entertain, is also very important. Nigerians are going through depression. The only two things that are selling in Nigeria now, or three. Church sells a lot in this country today. You know why? A lot of people are depressed, and the only hope they have for feeling good is when they go to church on Sundays. So churches will sell. Number two, alcohol. There are a lot of people who did not grow up. A lot of people grew up without being trained how to drink. But because they started growing up to see to face challenges, responsibilities, and things they can't cope with. They slide through depression, and the only way they find a way to cope is to go and drink shepe, smoke igbo, and the rest of them. And the third one is prostitution, which you don't need capital.
Sorry, Guy, I'm so sorry to interject. I think that Chidi said that the time is running now, that we only have 1 minute each to speak. I'm so sorry. I don't mean to take it.
All right, it's okay.
I don't want us to be caught in the middle.
I'll drop you there. So I'll drop you there. I just want to say thank you all, everybody, and then we should try make this come up often so that we can always set new agenda for the new media agenda together. And I drop you there. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much again. Okay, Augusta Gold. Oh no, sorry. I was I'm not doing it right. Adeola, please. Sorry about that, Augusta. There's a reason why I said Adeola, because she's in front of the fridge. She's been munching that. Just go ahead, Adeola. No, you need to unmute yourself.
Thank you so much for having me. Once again, I'm humbled to be able to chat with all of you. You guys are stars, and today I got to finally meet you live and direct. I feel like I'm somebody just because I subscribe to all your channels. Hopefully, you guys subscribe to other people's channels as well. There's so much to learn. Nobody is an island. So, yeah, we can definitely keep in touch and keep working together. And I just wanted to thank everybody for sharing their experience. I also want to thank all my viewers, all the uncles and aunties, all the daddies and mummies that are watching my show. Your girl is very grateful. We are humbled. Sorry, I was eating amola right here. I would ask you guys to join me. But that's the second course for my breakfast. It's amola bonus. Some people don't understand. But we have to do it like that. So anyway, my 1 minute is almost running out. I just wanted to thank everybody really for taking the time, because you guys are stars, you are busy, yet you took out time. But real quick, next time, if you are doing something like this next time, my Oga, don't put everybody together at the same time, because we don't get to hear people really well. We didn't get to know people well. Bring maybe one person at a time. Let's get to know them. Let the audience ask them questions. The audience have a lot of questions for you guys, but today they didn't get to ask any questions because y'all are too many at the same set. So anyway, thank you so much for having me. Peace out.
Okay, I'm going to take it on you. I'm going to take you by your word that we're going to invite you for an interview on our channel, and you already accepted.
I'm just saying, when you are doing something like this,
I know now, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. We're all saying the same thing. It's just a different interpretation.
If you just someone, you can imagine people who have questions. So if you bring Dr. Damages, people have questions.
I agree. I said I accept. We are saying the same thing, though. I think we're saying the same thing. Thank you very much for accepting to come to our channel for interview the next time. Thank you very, very much. All right. All right, let's go over to, as we're winding down, Dr. Damages.
He's done. I think he's done.
Oh, he's done.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I'm getting confused now. I'm not even speaking with Brian. I'm getting confused. All right. I
thought you said this is the best time as somebody who went to night school.
Oh, yes, it's night school. Yes, it's true. Soma, could go ahead, please.
Okay. So, thanks for having me, and it's nice to meet everyone. Quickly, I'm sorry, I forgot his name. Can you hear me? Is my audio on?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. You know, I was actually really sad to hear what our brother in Nigeria is going through. Just to quickly just acknowledge that, you know, to let him know he's appreciated, because he's going through a lot, definitely. And I wanted to just quickly say to Magna Faith, or I'm sorry, I didn't know her name right. I'm sorry, I'm going to watch the video to be sure I heard her right, but I just wanted to clarify that quickly to say, the reason I quickly dropped on that is that I believe a lot as YouTubers that our integrity is important. And for the viewers watching us, you know, my fear was the fear of them thinking, oh, what's going on? Are they getting bribed to do what they do? For me, and I think for all of us, our integrity is a big part. of what we do, and it's important if people can trust us. I'm not coming here to say we're all trustworthy or we're all whatever. I'm just saying that was why I quickly picked on that, because it's something that is important to me. I know people that come to me, can you advertise this on your channel? Moisturizers, claim this is what you use, and I don't do that because I feel like my integrity is important. That was why I jumped onto that. And then to finally say, in the area of different YouTubers do this, I just want to say to the viewers, it is such a massive platform. There's so many people, so many channels. It's left for you then to kind of look through and see if you're not happy with what somebody is promoting or what they're discussing. You still have to, switch around and say, okay, I don't really like this content. I rather stick with this. Or use the comment section as your power or your tool to let the YouTuber know, that information you pass is incorrect because according to this is what I found out. At the end of the day, like I see some people saying we're not the journalists, we're not that. I've never said I'm a journalist. I'm actually a nurse. And not all of us are. We're just people like you. We're just coming here and say what we know. And that's why I always say my comment section, it's free for everybody to contribute. But at the end of the day, I just want to say to viewers, thank you for watching and thank you for your contribution. But just to know that you can help us as well by guiding us in ways that you feel like you're not happy with this. Contribute. At the end of the day, let it be that we're all in this together, not just the YouTubers. So thank you, everybody, and thank you for having me on the program as well.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Quickly, at Augusta Gold, have you gone? Go ahead, unmute yourself and hail your people.
I'm not gone, no. I just said opening prayer and I'm about to say the closing prayer. Really, I'm not happy to sit down here for 4 hours doing nothing.
Sure.
Really, I'm not happy. Well, thank you all guys for the opportunity to be here. I've even lost everything I need to say. I'm really tired. Thank you everybody. That's all I have to say. I'm really tired. I'm not very happy.
Hold on. I'm prepared to pause the show to address it, please. When you say you're not happy, please. No, don't. You can't leave us without being happy. Tell me why you're not happy, please. No,
she's not being given enough time. I never knew that she's been here.
It's not right for me to sit down here. I came in here before 3. I have 4 kids. Sometimes you see me doing my hand like this, like telling them to excuse me. And it will not be wise for me to spend 4 hours here doing nothing. That is just the truth. And if I go back to go and tell Katia, I don't think I'm happy with this. It will not be good. At least at my age, I should be able to say what I have in mind. I left a lot of things. I'm a daily YouTuber. I post every day, 2-3 videos every day. I'm in school. I have 4 children. I have a lot of things. So sitting down here for 4 hours doing nothing, I would have been happy to be behind the camera, put it on, be listening while I'm doing other things, and I'll not be part of the show. But sitting in front, I'm doing nothing. I'm not happy. I have a lot of stuff I wrote down, but I just cannot put myself together to say anything now. So all I can say is thank you for having me here today. That's all I can say.
Okay, let me promise you something. From the bottom of my heart, I truly, let me put this on so everybody can see me. I want to tell you that I am very, very, hold on 1 second. I want this to be, Augusta, let me apologize from the bottom of my heart. It was not deliberate. You can hear from Adiola that, let me just reveal something. When we are setting this up, I was just gambling. What I said is that all these people are very serious-minded people. They are professionals. Their time is precious. So let me gather as many as possible so that by the time a lot of them are not able to answer me, maybe I'll end up with 5. But if I start with 5 and 4 of them refuse, it will only be 1. So I didn't even expect that I'll get everybody. So in line with what Sister Adiola said, it was too many people, and I take full responsibility for not sharing the time equally. It was not intended, and I'm on bended knee, asking you to forgive me. I take responsibility. I am sorry. I am going to invite you and give you 2 hours on our platform.
I'm not going to get that.
No. I want to be on your platform. Either I invite you or you invite me. But really, what we wanted to do, but this was supposed to be a test. This is a trial. And after this, we will now figure out a way to bring smaller, just to assure Adiola that that's what we have in mind. Now that this has, we've tried it, I've never done this before, so please forgive us. We will now break it into smaller groups and then do it better. But please,
maybe you can say some of the things that she has written down. Like,
okay, say all this time I was
talking. I am not composed. If you know me, maybe you've not really seen any of my video. If you've seen any of my video, you know that I'm second to Coco Mama. We share the same papa and mama for
but
YouTube.
The time when I tell you, say make you talk.
But I don't.
The time I tell you, but wait to Augusta first. The time when I tell you to speak to your people, you still blow grammar. I say speak.
No, I was not blowing grammar. Maybe I didn't get what you were saying. I know really.
That's what I was saying now. I say make you talk to your Sapele people. You still they blow grammar with me and they understand for after. See now the English make me and you confused.
Maybe now you can say this one not get what they do. They talk about that. Really, I'm not happy. I'm not like to you.
I will go talk.
No, it's okay. It's okay. After all, program don't finish now. It's okay. I understand. That was why when Adiola said that word, that next time you reduce it, I was happy she said that. Really, I was really happy. It's not we can jump into and like just talk. We have a lot of people, and for us to like have decorum, have to wait for our time. Maybe next time, Ogachi, I saw that you actually grouped us into different groups. Maybe next time you have a name on a list, because some of us here you know personally, some of us here you don't know personally. Maybe if you have a name on a list, you know when to call who and when to call who. You know, some of us never be madam inside the team, but I don't know me say we don't get plenty other things. Like me now, single mama of 4 children for UK, no help. School they start on Monday. I never break my fucking hair. I know
we don't hear.
Plenty things.
Oh, leave
even things I don't want to walk out. If I walk out, say I offer and leave, you know go good. Could be like say, this get to the vest. But I know they quit the vest like that. Just be saying, I just calculate myself for hours, but don't do other things. So
Auntie Augusta, can you just please help us with some of the things you just had? We've had enough of the time for you. Honestly, I wanted to hear from you what you got to say on some of your business. Because honestly speaking, this platform gave me the opportunity of meeting some of you here. Some people here, I got to get their platform right from this channel, and that is one good thing. Honestly speaking, I'm so glad to have every one of you here. But it would be nice if I hear from you, like I'm happy about it.
Thank you. Maybe I don't like Sinov. I know the verse again.
First of all, the grammar they spoil everything. You know,
I know grammar. Coco Mama, you dey laugh. My hand go touch you. No worry. This is where you go, so they catch you for body. So make I start with the first thing when I write for grant. Coco Mama said something. She don't know. Somebody said something, and the person can talk say Aristos. So you can't ask questions. Say what in that word mean? They can't say me you ask Coco Mama. I can't even write up for grant. So I go even tell you use titles now. Those days that they pay money to do K with now they call Aristo. So because I say my good face left not going to work, but I don't still use title you sha. And then this special package team when they call when the team they go everywhere. So this Regional Daniel's special package team. The truth be said, I get no buy that thing because of say she won't use her for Uncle Ned, where be Coco Mama boyfriend. The babe just do I want to say because of say Ned they give that babe money. We know say the girl they inside money. So what they call her? The woman when be say she they said that thing. When they want use Regina as bait say other ladies, other girls, small girls especially. You cannot say old woman like me no go about those kind of things. Other small girls where they find man like Ned where go they bring money, they'll think say na that level the money till they come. And if you look at the thing, no cheap at all. 500K for one bid will be like waiting I don't know. So now that one will be another thing when I write for grant. Then Obodo Igbo TV come talk about the say we know they read for Nigeria. And that's in a very big true. Yesterday, that guy where they say killing lawyer wife. No, I don't use that word. No YouTube, no block your video. That guy where they say buying lawyer wife. So the man come bring up a lawyer come write a very long something, put on for Facebook saying the matter where happen with this. I can't say make I check comment. Nobody, a whole Insta blog Nigeria, nobody for the comments read the material where this man publish. They won't make we YouTubers go read them, come tell them the story. And then when you tell them the story finish, they go still go back, go talk, say, now money make you open YouTube. If you look at most of us when they here, we did diaspora. If you know the bills, and they talk to our subscribers now, if you know the bills what we they pay for the obodo ibo where we did, so you go no say the abroad where we did, so not be YouTube money, now they take care of us. Some of us come, or most of us come into this YouTube because one, our passion, two, we get word where we get for matter we want talk, and we look and say, we feel even dance our bedroom. They talk this word and it go easy for us, and it's more easier for us when they abroad because person like I think say they go say, "Marshall, my bag. If you catch me, I'll talk my life. Nothing if you do, you know." But like people when I don't matter where they Nigeria, they change one house to another. Thank God, in Nigeria, I wanted to change house. You understand? So somebody they talk now for the comments say, "Obodo you both be they always talk say she know they get money from YouTube. She know they get money from YouTube, and she they pack money from YouTube." Are you there? You know how much YouTube they. If you think say it's easy like the way they talk, and people always think that YouTubers are there to collect money. If you think say it's easy like that, you go open YouTube and then you spend all night they shoot videos. They first of all, not be everybody they post waiting they see for blog like that. Person like me, if I see something, I tell ya, obodo ibo na social worker she be. Go check how much social worker they collect for UK. Some are nurse. Go check how much nurse they collect for UK. All of somebody they just say Coco Mama na English. Are you okay? Coco Mama they go school. Go ask her because they speak pidgin English. Some of us here get plenty degree. We don't need to talk them out. You understand? Someone know they get that mindset. Say somebody open YouTube because of money. I got more than 20,000 subscribers before I even think of applying. Why I even apply for YouTube partnership now? Because 1 year don't reach. I don't want me to wipe my subscribers count. That was why I applied. Sometimes I don't even check whether they drop anything. I mean they no drop. If you see people, the way that they comment for our YouTube, our this thing, sometimes it they make person they tire. But again, the passion still keep pushing us. Most of us for here, I use blood to beg all of you now. No be the money make us day here. We get the passion. We just get the love. And we want talk. People like me, my body they hot. If I see something, I want talk. You know, we just want talk. Now it can be like that. Some other people they get advice like Katiana. If I go her channel, there are some videos when I go watch for them. I don't even need to ask her questions. I don't get waiting I won't get. Some of them I they call personally, they ask questions. And some people they way they follow us like that, where they call us personally, because they don't see what we do on YouTube. You understand? They go once say, this person get the kind of advice when I need. Make I call talk am. Like that time when I they talk, what make me start YouTube that time and when I get a problem for marriage when I don't go come all those kind of plenty things. I can't look and say many women then they this UK where we say then they get this stress, they go need advice. Now so I just start YouTube, not because of say I they find the money. So now one of those things, the list too long that they make I not take too much time because I know say you know agree, stop me again, they don't tag. Now thank you when I have me. Thank you when you allow me talk because the investigation don't come out from my mind, don't they go.
Finally, the world don't balance.
Okay, very good. Will be you next.
Okay, I really don't have much to say again. Thank you very much for inviting me, Dr. Chidi. I think this is a very, very good platform for us to come together to discuss. We're learning from each other. I don't know where I would have met Adiola if not for this platform now. You see, I watch her videos, I comment all the time, but I don't know where I will see her. So you see, now we're chatting. My level has gone up. If they ask me tomorrow now, say I've done video with Adiola with over 500k subscribers, easy. Anyway, finally, let's try and support one another because I think we all have the same, difficulties. The issues that we have on YouTube, they are similar, and I believe we are here for a purpose. And let us stay focused. There's a lot of distraction, I must say. Sometimes, I'm friends with a few of the YouTubers here, and we talk outside YouTube. And, it's frustrating sometimes. Someone will just come and abuse the living daylight out of you as if you are responsible for the problem of their life. And you'll be wondering, what did I do you? You feel like giving up sometime, but the passion keeps pushing you. And because people actually believe in what you are doing. And let us be mindful that as small as it may seem, it's quite a powerful tool that we have in our hands. So let us be careful the information that we are putting out there to make sure that we're not actively misleading people. So thank you very much, guys.
Thank you so much. Jade or sir?
Thank you all so much for this opportunity. Thank you, Dr. Chidi and Dr. Erica, for the opportunity. I truly, truly appreciate the invitation. I don't really have much to say too. As for my followers, I know they have my back, and I also have their back, and that's an amazing thing. And thank you so much for the trust, for the support, and yeah. And before I go, I just want to also say something about this guy, Shegun Law. Sorry, I hope that's your name. When I was just listening to him talk about some of the struggles, of putting content out and all of the things that they had to go through, having some of the challenges, having to jump from house to house to protect himself. I want what anybody can take out of it is that this is serious and this is important. And please appreciate every single content creator that you come across. Appreciate them because a lot of them, like the likes of Shegun Law, they're actually putting their lives on the line. Trust me, it's not really. Some of you think, oh, of course, you're making money out of it, but that's not necessarily. I don't think anyone here would choose money over their life, So I say that to say, just respect everyone that is doing what they do and understand that some of them are actually putting their lives on the line, doing way more than you can even imagine to bring you the stories that they bring to you, because these are things that the government doesn't want you to know. And so they will do anything that they can to make sure that they silence people that are telling the truth. So respect them, especially YouTubers that are coming from Nigeria. I mean, kudos to them, respect them, honestly. It's not easy. So yeah, that's all.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Now we're beginning to do the real roundup. When we started this, there were some people that I reached out to make this work, and I'm glad that we finally made it happen. And one of those people was Katia Bellino. So Katia Bellino, I want you to round up with a quick word.
Did you forget me, Chinedu? Chidi?
No, I forgot you now. You're not. Please let important people talk. Go ahead, please. No. You're muted.
Okay. I have to start again by saying thank you to Chidi and to Erica. And for those of you who don't know me, I am as simple as I look. I am always there for collaboration, for helping people. I like stretching out my hands. I don't hide any information, which a lot of you guys know. If people approach me and ask me, can you help me with this or this or that? Honestly, from the bottom of my heart, I go out and I pour it the way it is. So what I encourage all the YouTubers, whether you are just a regular YouTuber or media cast or what do you call Adiola again? Adiola. What do you call them? A journalist, right? Okay, so it is a very big privilege also for me to be here to see all these people. At least when I go to New York, I know that Adiola is there. Even if she doesn't remember my face, that name might ring a bell to her, right? It's an honor and a privilege for me to get to be on this platform with all these big business moguls, social media moguls, right? Like in Ginger Media, I know that I'm not sure where you are based, but you sound like you are in Nigeria. Are you in Nigeria? Enugu, to be precise.
Everywhere.
If I give out my location, DSS might be finding me next.
I know I can always reach out to you to say, hey, your sister is in the house. When Worship Media approached me with this and told me this idea, you know what? Like he said in the beginning, I have to apologize again on his behalf for some people who don't remember. When he sent out some group information, he kind of grouped us. And then when he started, he said that he's going to deviate from what he wanted to do in the beginning. So apologies, and also no publicity is a bad publicity. It doesn't matter what people think or say about you. I'm sure that a lot of you here on this platform don't know about me. But being here, you might want to Google my channel to see me. And then that made me also to know a whole lot of things about some of you guys on this platform. I will then go back and search you guys and follow you and subscribe to you guys if I have not already done so. So the big thing, the way I'm looking at this now is whatever we're doing here, I see this transpiring maybe years down the road. Somebody, it might be Obodoyibo TV, it might be Coco Mama. Hey guys, I want to host 5 of you guys in London, in wherever you are. And when you look back, you're going to remember today, this started like a joke on the 17th of April, 2021. So what I encourage everybody is to embrace one another as one family. Social media, YouTube is not a competition. Some people see this as a competition. Oh, I have more followers, I have more viewers, I have this, we share the same. She copied my news. No, please, we are one family. BBC is there, CBC is there, CBS is there. Sometimes they all carry the same news. There is no need for us to segregate from one another, especially when it comes to this kind of thing. So, Chidi, I applaud you for bringing all of us here today as one family. Kudos to you, and again, thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We are close, but okay, there's somebody said that is still here. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is my brother in whom I am well pleased with. Every time I reach out to him to collaborate, he doesn't even think twice, just jumps on it and he gets things moving. I've collaborated on a lot of things in the past, and I see him as somebody who nothing moves him. Your opinion will not stop him from doing what he wants to do. And that's the kind of people that I work with. So it is with special joy that I want to introduce back my brother Mazdi is okay.
Pardon me, not everybody here is Igbo. So, but
sorry, but in media, go ahead.
Yeah. So, Chidi, I must say thank you very much. I mean, it's a privilege, you know. I have met Sora, I've met, you know, been speaking with Damages, Rudolph, and I have not met Summer, even when I have reached out to Summer. Now, today, I'm making an open confession. I'm saying, Summer, I'm thanking you for reaching out and no response. Yeah, well, these are my following points. I want.
Sorry? Why did you reach out to me? Was it email? I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, it was on a Facebook messenger or message, basically. But that's fine. We can take that offline. What I'm saying in essence here is, you know, sit down for the past 3.5 hours. Actually, before the show I had before now, if I cumulative, I think I've been sitting down for the last 6 hours. So now, what I'm taking away is there is need for us to collaborate more. I have written in the chat section, please, can we go back? I am expecting each and every one of us to have 17 more followers today. That means each and every one of us, if you're not already following, you follow each other. Secondly, to my fan, to my base there, I will say, can you help me to help you? That is, can you help us to serve you better? If we follow one another, for those of us here, and we can host events together. I've done some collaboration with Elomba. I mean, I do a lot of, sometimes even weekly, and this live stream is streaming on my channel and it's streaming on Elomba TV as well. So can we do more together as a people? Especially, I'm glad that the ladies appear to be doing that more, you know, depending on your niche. And walking away from today, I think in my head, I've already created a weekly program that might involve some of us here based on the conversation we have had today, because we have a lot to, you know, speak about, and we have a lot in common. All we need is we have broken that chains. What we now need to do is to push more. I mean, many of us here, take it or leave it, so inspired, if not more half of us here. That is the Sahara TV, Sahara News Medium. But here we are, haven't done all we can do. So my final words to us will be, please, can we also collaborate more with one another? We will make our place a better place to be. Thank you all for joining us this evening. Thank you once more.
Thank you so much, Mazda. Okay. Now I'm going to invite my boss, someone that a lot of people don't get to see her. She's always in the background. She's the one that researches. She's the one that posts. But sometimes I start the show and I'm like, baby, what are we going to talk about today? Then she places some paper before me and I look good and everybody is in the opportunity, but they don't get to see her. So, baby, I'm just giving you this time to talk to our people.
I want to say a big thank you to each and every one of you that was on this chat.
The voice is low.
Thank you for my voice is low. Oh my goodness. Okay, I just wanted to say a big thank you to all of you that honored this invitation and took out time, a lot of time on this weekend to be here with all of us. We're very grateful. It was a really nice gathering. Yes, it's the first of its kind. I know that there should be improvements here and there, but I mean, this first time was really good. I appreciate all of you. I appreciate all the ideas that came out. For someone like me, I'm not like Dr. Chidi that likes coming out front. I always like to be at the back, doing all the work at the back. That's the person I am. I like to be on the camera. I like to do the research. I like to do the editing. That's me. But I just want to say thank you. Thank you to all our subscribers. Thank you to all our viewers. And like JJ Media said, please let's all support ourselves. Let's all collaborate. There's so many things to do. And I also think that we all have different niches. People do beauty, makeup, lifestyle, investigative journalism, all sorts. We should also, like Object Media said, we should also try and put in a little bit of, what's the word? Sorry, just throughout. Stuff in our content that will uplift people, especially people in Nigeria going through a lot. Like you said, sometimes people are not even willing to listen to all this bad news coming out every day. They just want comedy. You see people flock on Mr. Macaroni or anybody, or all the names out there that do comedy. People are there because they need to ease stress. There's so much stress in Nigeria. We should also find a way of putting this into, our content, putting in informative stuff. If you know anything about immigration, anything about education, any informative stuff, please let's push it out there, for everybody to benefit. That's pretty much what I'm going to say. Thank you. I hope we do this again in a better way. We'll have more time to, exchange ideas, share ideas with each other. Thank you so much. I appreciate all of you guys. Love you guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
They tell me, they say that when husband and wife are living together, they rub off on each other. I've been trying to do this work. I can't. I don't know. It's not rubbing off. I wish I could just learn how to talk like that.
You get the idea she not get now. Difference goes still there.
Chidi, it's rubbing off in the other room.
Okay, but thank you so much, everybody. Once again, I want to apologize for where we did not get it right. And then I'll be reaching out to all of you. And as you heard, the media also has plans. Let's all have plans for ourselves and reach out to each other. I'm willing to come to your show. Please, when I invite you to my show, come. Adiola, thank you for accepting to come to our show. Coco Mama, thank you. Kete Velino, Magna Faith, Chinedu, Adiola again. Okay, Somako, Rudolph, Obodo Ibo TV, Shegun Olo, Augusta God. God save me from you today. All right. Jedosa, thank you. Baby, thank you so much. The media, thank you so much. On this note, we're going to be signing out, and I'd like to end the show. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye. Okay. Bye. All right.